Heyo, how's it going? It's been a minute, it's been a couple days. I'll get into why in just a bit, but, before... Oh my god, the first split of the stream, it's already happened. Welcome, welcome. Sorry for being gone for like 4 days straight. I'm trying to be, you know, less inconsistent than that. But today... Oh, that's probably pretty loud. We have a couple things to discuss. We might as well discuss it over a lovely game of Salmon Run. So I've changed the sources. We are now back. How's it going? I forgot I could do camera mode. That's gonna be really helpful for setting up those beginning shots, so I don't have to, like, do this. And, like, you know, keep my motion controls in check. That's gonna be real useful. Anyways, today's a special day. A very special day. Oh my god, I have 46 of these. We're gonna be jingling hella keys at the end of this. So, there are 3 rotations that we're gonna be doing in today's stream. For one, as you could see... Oh no. I forgot my buttons already. As you can see, we've got egg work with this rotation. Oh, there it is. Today's an extra work day. But there's also this. Sorry, for a second I thought there was an L3 in both rotations. That would be terrible. But, Salmon at Smokeyard. It's not going to be so bad. But in about an hour and a half, we're going to be switching to another one, which is maybe a little worse, but it'll still be pretty fun. Regardless, we're not going to give either of them too much time. We're going to focus on the extra work today. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows what'll happen. We're going to get started with the regular rotation. When I get tired of it, we'll switch to extra work. Unless the rotations change, we'll switch to that one. And then we'll switch to extra work. I have not played any extra work whatsoever. So I'm going to get carried really hard for a couple rounds. Which is a welcome thing to happen. I'm cool with that. Very cool. So, I've got a couple changes to inform you of. If you're viewing at home on Twitch, you might notice a few frame drops. Rest assured, they're not happening on my end. And it's almost entirely because the bitrate, I've changed it. I usually do a bitrate of 8,000 for Splatoon, because Splatoon's kind of hard to capture when you use only 6,000, but today we're going 6,000. And the reason for that is... I have pretty good internet. Not everyone does. I was having people getting kicked off the stream, kind of, more or less. The stream would start lagging and pausing for them. And because I'm not, like, you know, Twitch's golden boy streamer, I'm not partnered. I can't give you multiple settings to choose from, which is a really cool feature, by the way. You have to partner with us or your viewers get a terrible experience. That's a cool thing. But we make do. I didn't click extra work, did I? This is just the regular rotation? Sweet Jesus. There's gonna be a lot of confusion today. Oh yeah, these guys are kind of on it. This is that map I mentioned last stream where I was like, the map that's split in two, that's also a bottom tier map. That's this one. We made it. That's a lot of stingrays. We did it. So, the reason you might experience some frame drops is because today we are using a bitrate of 6,000. There's so much technical nonsense that goes into every stream. Every given stream, any given stream. Any and every given stream. In part, it's because Twitch's servers and services are kinda goofy. But what can you do? You pick your poison at that point. Oh no! If you were enjoying the Metroid Prime streams, don't worry. I will be doing that next. I saw this opportunity. This does not come around often. 3 streams in one 3 rotations in one stream. That's a different thing, is what that is. Oh, please, please. Oh, no! I got bumpered into the shark! I can't believe we made it. I got carried. Anyways, so one of the things that is pretty different this stream, I was listening back to some of the VODs to just to check the audio levels, make sure things were like capturing good, make sure there were no frame drops early on, and I noticed something. Oh no, what have I done? I've ruined it. I noticed that my mic is a little bit like... It goes overkill when I make a sound that includes an S. Like, if I start assuming that S's will be coming out of my mouth frequently, you will hear them very loudly and very echoey. And there's actually a term for that, it's called sibilance. And I think the reason why it's happening, I think I've isolated it. See, I have a pretty fancy, somewhat fancy, condenser mic that I got when I was in college. I was in college for music, so like, you need a good mic. You need it. Required. And I had some issues, I guess, recording with that mic a while back. Specifically with the pop filter that came with it. It came with this, one of those circular pop filters that you just put on top of the microphone, and it does like the work for you. That pop filter kind of just muted everything I tried recording, at least when I was in college. It seems with the settings that I rock now, it should work a little better. But when I tried it alone, it didn't sound any different, so we're doing the unthinkable today. We have 2 pop filters running at once. Two! So, as a result, the audio is probably going to be a little low. Who knows? Only time will tell. I adjusted some other settings to make sure that it's not overly low. But, like, I'm not always at the same energy level. Like, today I'm at a pretty low energy level, I'm not gonna lie. So, you're gonna get me, like, quieter. That, going through 2 pop filters, might be a bit of a challenge. We'll see. Who knows? Not me. I have a bad feeling that we're not going to beat this wave already. But there's a couple of things I would like to share with you. I had plans to stream 2 days ago, and then today. I like to not go without streaming for 3 days. That's a little too much for me. On every 3rd day I should stream. That's kind of my goal, to have a little bit of consistency with this whole shebang. Oh no! The snake's gonna come for me. Gotta get the hell out of here. Oh god! And I was like... I was so ready to stream 2 days ago. I was gonna do more Metroid Prime, which that's probably what's gonna be next stream. We're gonna play more Metroid Prime, maybe finish it. Who knows? We're getting closer than I expected. If I can get revived and put down a wave breaker, we might have this. Oh. I don't think we have this. Oh well. That team was hustling. I was just not too on. Whatever. At least I'm blaming myself and not my teammates. But after the last Metroid Prime stream, which was a really good time, which was the first Metroid Prime stream, we decided we were going to go for 100%. I had a craving. A really unfortunate craving. Sometimes you just, like, really want to eat garbage. Like, greasy fast food burger garbage. And the last time... Okay, this is gonna get, like, slightly dark for a brief moment, but I'll move right on. When I was in the hospital getting my leukemia diagnosis, like, the only thing that was on my mind Or like half the time, I guess. I really wanted a burger. I just really, really wanted a burger. Because the only thing I could eat was garbage. No, was like the bran stuff. Bread, soup. That was all I was allowed to eat. And so when I got out, the second I could like stomach a burger, I did. And it was a wonderful experience. Well, I was craving a burger. I was craving some garbage food. So I went to Wendy's. Already, the mistakes are being made. I got a Baconator. And something just tasted off. Like, really off with the bacon. Like, really, really off. Like, it was either raw or rotten. One of those R words. And sure enough, food poisoning. 3 days straight of pain and suffering and anger. I was like, man, my plans were to stream today. Can I do it? But you know me, I'm a perfectionist. I couldn't bring my, like, my B game, much less my F game, which is the food poisoning tier. I couldn't do that. I didn't have it in me. So I didn't. I said the second I feel any better, I'm gonna stream. And here we are. Daggum food poisoning. You never expect it, but like... I guess that's what I get for getting fast food in the year of our Lord, 2025. The year of our Lord has become like a sticky phrase. It's just in my head every time I want to say the year. I go with the year of our Lord. I don't know why. I have no idea. That's just what happens. You gotta forgive my brain for the weird things it does. So, one of the results of the mic having 2 pop filters is something you might find a little sad, or you might find it like a blessing. Like you're like, finally I was sick of hearing that, at long last. And that's, 2 pop filters is really good at canceling background noise. Like really, really good at it. So good that I don't think you're gonna hear my cat anymore when she screams. And she is a screamer. But I don't think you're gonna hear her anymore. Who knows, maybe she can overcome it. She's overcome hurdles before. She's a powerful cat. She's got all sorts of power. But who knows? Only time will tell. Among other things, you're not gonna hear my chair squeaking. You're not gonna hear me guzzling water. A blessing. 2 pop filters, baby. The future. Why Goober? We had all the random weapons in the game, and you picked Goober? I had such a bad time last stream we were using Goober. I'm pretty sure last Salmon Run stream was a Goober run. Why did I come out here? What's wrong with me? When I was watching a bit of the footage back, I noticed that I got Goober pretty much every single round. Every single one. I couldn't not get the Goober. I hate that gun. I'll admit, it's not the worst in this mode. Far from it. But it's still the Goober, and you don't want it. You never want the Goober. Unless your name is Panda, first name Trash. The Goober is for one person out there, and it's him. He really bombed the hell out of that shark. We got a problem. Oh, Ouroboros, really? I'm gonna do this. I don't care if it's kind of a cop-out strategy, I don't want these snakes hanging out. Isn't it some nonsense when the snake swallows another snake's tail or its own tail and suddenly it's invincible? I hate Ouroboros in this game. Oh, but I love Pro Deco. Well, I guess it's not Pro Deco, I guess it's just Pro. I love Rapid Pro. In any mode. Well, it's just one of the coolest weapons you can use. If it had a little more paint, or maybe a better sub in multiplayer, I would use it constantly. As it stands though, when I use this gun in multiplayer, I'm just kind of trusting that the rest of my team will cover the floor in turf. And you know what they say about trusting a solo queue teammate. Don't. That's what they say. You can't. You can't trust a solo queue teammate. Don't. Stop it. Oh, I think I need my bind. It is L3. So I have to mash the trigger one whole hell of a lot. Yeah, I think I'm gonna turn the bind on in between waves. Not in between waves, in between games! Cool, sharp jump scare. But those have been the updates. Mostly just the pop filter thing happening now. I hope I'm still audible. If I'm not, well, you know, sorry. What can be done? No! The really unfortunate thing about L3 in this mode is that you have to get really used to this tight timing, and it's not for, like, any benefit. You get, like, nothing. Yes, I'm really good at executing my frame data, and I'm still unable to one-phase the Drizzler. Somebody please stop him. Uh-oh. Oh no! These are getting a little hellish. I now see why. There's a lot of threats over there. We have 20 seconds. I don't know if it's worth it to go out there and take the missile men out. Oh god, double snake. Don't touch me. Thank you. We can win this. We can do this. Yippee! So I noticed that, like, in the past, when my energy level has been this low on stream, the mic didn't have a problem with, like, over-capturing my audio. But now, the end is near, and so I face my final curtain. I've been listening to that song one hell of a lot lately. I don't know why. I guess that's a pattern. I just kind of do things without thinking some of the time. Hell yeah! So, we started at EVP 300 for this rotation. That's pretty cool. Oh no! I gotta put on my bind. And the reason we started at EVP 300 is because I've gotten to 600 before on this, whatever you call it, on this map. What's it called? This is Salmon at Smokeyard? Okay. Not a big fan. Yeah, I'm not a particularly big fan of this map. Like, on one hand, it's not the worst. It's definitely closer to frustrating than not. I would put it a tier above Marooner's Bay and Spawning Grounds, which they kind of share a similar spot in bottom tier, those two. On any given day, I might hate one more than the other. I love this mode so much, but there's so much to hate. There's just so much. All things considered, this is not such a bad rotation. The map is definitely going to make it more challenging than not. The L3 is also going to do that. But overall, it's not the worst. We've definitely played worse rotations on stream. That is for sure. Oh god. Oh, I'm so sorry. This guy wanted to be a cool combo. I've ruined his chances. No! Stop it! He got him already. Okay, where's the other missile man? Just a stinger. Looks like this team is kind of on it. Very nice. My energy level will probably pick up in a little bit. That I can tell you. At least if the Splatfest stream is anything to go by. After enough, like, nonsense happens. Oh! I don't know where the last guy is. Okay. He gravity pulled me. He just used the, like, what do they call it? The void egg? No, that's a different thing. The cube from Risk of Rain 2. You know the one. Okay, we can do this. We just need one egg. Game? Holy shit! Almost defeated by the big lag. Nerdella? What's this team? I gotta get back into the swing of things. I gotta start reading names again. Hunty, Kitten, and Nerdella. Nerdella is the definite winner of those three. Nerdella sounds like a name they would have come up with in the Rage comic days. Along the likes of Derpet. Why did I say that like it's some sort of historic thing? Along the lines of Derp and Derpet. There is historic significance to the ancient ways of Rage comics. Something I've noticed... Oh god, I just leaned way too close into the mic. I've watched a lot of stream VODs in my day. Not really my own, too much. What happened to that egg I picked up, huh? It just kind of like... played a bit of the animation and then said, you know what, no, I don't think that happened. You know what, L3 can do things. I'm a little surprised by that. Ah, very wise. The bomb was on the ledge. Very wise. Oh god, I got triple bumpered. Damn it. So, like I was saying, I've watched a lot of stream VODs in my time. They're a really cool form of content, in my opinion. I like stream VODs. I like to watch them. I like to just play them as background noise. I like to pay attention to them sometimes. It's cool that one medium can kind of serve both purposes. That's neat. I like that. But I don't think I've ever noticed streamer kind of point out how consistently, in every single stream they do, they have a bot in their chat advertising more viewers for money. I've commented on this pretty much every stream, because I find it hilarious that someone would actually pay for viewership. That's a little silly. But I'm beginning to believe it's just so effervescent with streaming that it's not special. Like, it's not a special observation because it happens on every single stream. There is a very real chance that, like, okay, when I was setting up this stream, I was looking for ways to, multi-stream, yeah? Oh god, give me that egg! Give me that egg! What the hell? There we go! That was horrible! Please, I want to be the host. I don't like this. I don't like the delay. Give me the eggs. I don't even know what I was talking about. Oh yeah. I know now, and I am upset. I got you, Nerdella, maybe. That was a really sad series of events. Okay, Shark, you're coming with me. You're under arrest. Back to it. I'm beginning to think it might not just be a thing that every single streamer has to deal with constantly. I definitely didn't have to deal with it when I was starting my stream a couple of years ago. But I'm thinking I found the reason why. Oh my god, the cat is here and she is upset. Namek, why are you screaming? What's going on? Yeah, she can't start the mic capturing on its own, but if I'm speaking, there's a chance you'll hear her as well. Ouroboros? No, that's Boris. This is Boris, different guy. Namek, come on. What do you want? It's been a couple days since I've last streamed. You gotta get used to this, Namek. She got used to me not streaming, and now she's like, I thought you were done with this crazy endeavor. That was the best I could think to do. I didn't want to go over here, it seemed too risky. I have no idea what I just hit. But, what I was getting at, I'm beginning to think there's a reason why there's a bot in every single one of these chats. You won't catch it from your end because I found a way to ban them. I found a way to keep them from speaking. Take me up there. I gotta get that guy. Yeah, I don't really see us beating this wave. Oh, I hit his chin. Really? I'm beginning to think it's Restream.io. Like, if you've heard the name Restream, but haven't looked into them in a while, you might not know that they, like, big time sold out. Like, big time. They will sell their users up the creek to make a quick buck. That's them. Come on, do it. Defeat him. Yippee! Yaha! Good job. I got you. And as a result, like when I was starting the stream, I set it up with Restream because I wanted to stream to YouTube and Twitch at once. There was a couple complications. I can probably do that right now with this Streamlabs plug-in. Okay. With this Streamlabs plug-in, I can probably do that right now. But I think when I first set up the stream, I was trying to use Restream.io. I think they might have sold me out. I think they might have, like, put these bots on my stream. If you don't know, I immediately got rid of all the services that Restream.io has. I kind of blacklisted everything they had from my stream because it's just like... It's pretty predatory, I'm not gonna lie, the way they run their business. I didn't want any part of it, and I didn't want it to have any part of my stream. So I canned it. It's possible that that added me to a list of never-ending bots advertising viewers. You've got to buy the viewers, you've got to pay your way to success, there's no other way. It's hopeless. I mentioned this in the Metroid Prime stream, but I'm cool streaming for 0 viewers, I'm cool streaming for 2 viewers, I'm cool streaming for any amount, really. I do this for me. It's fun. It's nice to create a thing, even if that thing is as simple as, like, you're playing a video game and speaking. Not much more to it than that. That's cool with me. Oh, good lord, that was not the intent. This is a tough wave for this comp. We just don't have a lot of DPS. Oh god. That was scary. I don't know if we can win Goldie Seeking. It's gonna take a lot of hustling. Octobrush? Okay, that's cool. Doesn't solve our problems, but hey, it's a cool weapon. I'm happy to see it. I kind of want to go crab. Okay, maybe once we respawn him and he's big again. If there's a really good opportunity, we will crab it up. What? What is happening? It's hitting the... Oh, God. It's hitting the sewer thing. The little beacon thing. Oh, Lord. Oh, we got this. We got this. Easy. Easy money. Bada bing. But of course, that is me grasping at straws, assuming that these view advertising bots are coming from Restream. Who knows? It's something that Restream would definitely do. But it also could just be the landscape of things right now on Twitch. Using the roller like a real human would. Wait, we're Big Swig? What? Big Swig is in the Supa rotation today, I'm pretty sure. I didn't need to do this. This was not a very cool thing for me to have done. I'm just gonna go up here and wait for the shark. Yippee! Is that a missile and a stinger? The stinger's gone. Okay, that is good. Someone's doing their work. I got you. Oh, I don't got you. I got you. I'm starting to get a little comfy with it. I'm not gonna lie, this is not the worst weapon to have in this kind of rotation. I like Swig in this mode, in Salmon Run. I'm a fan. There are definitely times where it's like, wow, I am not doing any DPS, and it's gonna be the death of me. But this are the times where it's like, this does everything a roller should do. It's got decent rolling damage. It can one-shot chums. That's really all you want out of a roller at the end of the day. Are we gonna lose? No. This team's nice with it. I really hope the audio is still, you know, audible. And isn't capturing my S sounds like some sort of psychopath. That is a fast track to self-consciousness, listening to yourself speak. Energy level is low right now. I'm sorry about that. Not that I'm trying to force things to say, but I like to speak. But I'm a little tired right now. My sleep schedule's been all wacky, as it is prone to do. But I wasn't gonna miss this. I saw that I could do 3 rotations in a single stream. I'm down, hell yeah. I don't see this happening again. It's such a rarity. Oh god, no, not the snake, please. We made it. I'm gonna go help that guy. Ah, he's under the UFO. Okay. Whatever you say, big boy. That Quahog climbed aboard the spaceship. One of the funnier mechanics that can happen when you're, you know, trying to board one of these UFOs is that a Quahog can spawn as it's coming down, and they'll just be on top of the UFO. They'll ride it up with you. Not really anything you can do about it. It's just, he's there. I'm with you. Retro Drew. I'm with you, Retro Drew. We got this. Oh, it's Retro Brew. Okay. That's a more sensible name. I liked Retro Drew. Retro Drew made me laugh. Yeah, my name is Drew, but I'm a little old school, you know? I like to play Mario games. I like to play Atari Adventure. That's classic Retro Drew right there. There's something I should probably talk about, because if I forget, who knows the next time that I can bring it up. You do a lot of soul searching when you're trying to find a username on the internet. It's how you end up with things like Matt1996. It's how you end up with like all these weird names that... Huh. Soon to be 21. Okay. You end up with a lot of weird names on the internet. And that's because everyone has to go through this process of soul searching a little bit to find the name they want to be known as. Hell, like, only recently did I start really liking a name that I'd chosen, and that name was Mumph. I really, really like Mumph as a name. It has sentimental value to me. It has a bit of meaning. One of these days I could tell the story. I might even tell it now. But I've had a lot of other usernames in the past. Some were like completely improvisatory, like I came up with it on the spot and then stuck with it for several years and became furthermore embarrassed every single time I read it on screen. I guess I might as well tell you. The way I got Mumph is, it's TF2. I played a lot of TF2. And I'm a Pyro main. I know what that might tell you if you're a TF2 player, but, you know, try to forgive and forget. Try to throw your biases to the wayside. I like the Extinguisher. I play whatever character has the Extinguisher. I like the Market Gardener too. Don't worry, I play a lot of Soldier. But my heart will always be with the Extinguisher. So, I play a lot of Pyro. And I don't really like the Flog, because, you know, I like fun mechanics, and Air Blast is a fun mechanic. I mean, sure, the Flog is a fun mechanic, but it's not as fun as Air Blast, in my opinion. And so, I mispronounced the Mumph meter, which, if you don't know, when you're using the Phlogistinator in TF2, you damage people and it builds up a little meter. Yeah, good save. I mean, we were gonna win the wave anyways, but it feels good to have friends assist you. So you build up the meter, and then your meter's charged. It's your Mumph meter, and you use your Mumph meter. And you get full critical hits for the next several seconds. You're still a Pyro without an Air Blast, so it's like, you're not the best thing in the game. You kind of need a medic with Uber Charge to help you out, but, you know, it's cool. It's something. So, I've mispronounced a lot of things in my time. You can probably see exactly where this is going. Without really intending to, I know it's called the Mumph meter, but without really intending to, I just kept calling it the Mumph meter over and over and over again. And people would start responding to me in like all chat, not all chat, team chat. Do you have your Mumph meter ready? Because I kept saying it so goddamn much. I adopted that. That's my name now. I am Mumph. I got my little eyes on a black background, which have always been... The gold eyes on a black background have always been something I like in design, just universally. Everywhere from like Jawas to the shops in Final Fantasy VIII. It's kind of effervescent, that design. It's everywhere. It's just everywhere. And I like it anytime I see it. I don't even know why. Well, in TF2, my Pyro has the shades from Deus Ex, which is a game that I think I liked a lot as a kid, but could not stomach playing as an adult. Maybe if I played the PC port a bit, I'd enjoy it, who knows? But if I remember correctly, it does the Detroit Become Human thing of trying to tackle a heavy topic with, let's just say heavy-handed writing that isn't the best. There's still a lot of fun to be had in that game. Like the Resident Evil style inventory, some of the upgrades being crazy. It's somewhere between, if you haven't played it, Dishonored and Resident Evil 4. It's fun. Not like a particular masterpiece of video games like it was marketed as, but it's fun. I can't deny that. Anyways, if you wear those shades as the Pyro, it changes the color on his gas mask of his eyes. That's a lot of sharks. 2 is too many. Thank you, friend. It changes the color of his eyes, and I like the gold-colored Pyro eyes so much that I kind of adopted that as an aesthetic. It's mine now. You can't have it. Forget Jawas. Forget Pyro. It's mine. Not gonna make it? Nice. But now you know. Now you know where my name has come from. I've been using it for a little while now. And I'm at least happy with the name. It has something of a story, not much, but it has a lot of emotional attachment for me. Names in the past that I've used have just been, like, stupid. Like, I might as well tell you my first username that I, like, stuck with for a while. It's not like this is gonna dox me or anything, right? Like, it probably won't dox me. Probably. When I first really needed a username, they had just released Call of Duty World at War Zombies in the App Store. Literally, like, we're going back. Like, way back. I want to say, like, the 2010s, 2011s? Somewhere in that time frame. Maybe earlier, maybe slightly later. Very early mobile phone gaming. Well, me and my friends, we all had that, and we all played on Bluetooth, which was a really, really cool thing you could do at that time. A time where I was typically more, like, you know, with a physical group of friends than online. I don't know how kids are these days with that. Might be a little harder to get a group together in person. But I needed a name. You couldn't do Bluetooth without a username. It just wouldn't let you. It wouldn't even give you, like, a guest name like most services do these days. Speaking of which, there is a certain artfulness to Xbox Live auto-generated names. There is some serious beauty to that. For a while I was like, why are people using these, like, stupid pre-generated names? Oh my god, they are beautiful. There's, like, some sort of consistency. I wish I could tell you some examples off the top of my head. Rainbow Panda 92 is one I think I had at some point. There's just such a weird variety of silly names that they give you, and then they charge you $10 to change it. Really cool feature. I'll complain about that more in a second. But I gotta tell you, the first username I went with was a real stinker. I liked squids as an animal. Before Splatoon, I just liked squids. I thought they were cool. So I was like, maybe type an animal, squid, and then my brain lapsed. Like, there was a bit of brain delay for a moment. And I kept typing the word squid after I'd finished typing it. I added an extra ID. Squid ID. It became squidded. And I was like, you know what? Sure, that works. I used that for almost a decade. I used that for way too long. And after the first, like, 2 years, it kind of dawned on me that this is the stupidest username I could have chosen. Like, it's no Matt2488. It's no, like, name followed by a birthday. It's none of that. So, like, I can at least say there was some creativity put into it. But good lord, what a stupid name. What a stupid name. And so when I made my Xbox Live account, that was the name I chose. And I may have wanted to change it, but that would have costed $10, and I'm a stingy motherfucker. I don't like to spend money if I don't have to. So, squidded I remain. The longest time. Hell, some of my accounts are probably still squidded. Nothing important, mind you. Throwaway accounts like my Xbox Live account that I'm like, you know, never gonna use. Because I don't have Xbox controllers anymore. What can you do? Oh god. So if you're the type that likes to dox any account name you hear, well, I've got bad news. You can't hurt me. You can't hurt me with doing whatever you want to that account. You just can't. It's not gonna impact me in the slightest. One of these days I might change its name if I get back into using the Xbox, but let's be real with ourselves. That's not gonna happen. There's not really a reason to use the Xbox anymore. Be it 1X, X1, 1S, Series, X. We have really cool names in the Xbox lineup of consoles. We really thought through our names. That way everyone could know which console came after the other one. Not to say that PlayStation's much more creative. Where'd he go? Friend? Hey, Squidman. I have to complain about Xbox charging $1 just to change your username. Whereas on Steam, you can change your username twice in a minute. Like, you can do it whenever and to whatever you want. Yeah, that wasn't looking good. We got a little overrun there. Being able to change your username on a whim has led to some of the most, like, iconic interactions I've ever had across, like, any video gaming. My capture software just bugged out a little bit. We're good. We're back. We're fine. They rolled out this really cool feature, Xbox did, where if they gave you an auto-generated name, maybe like 5 or so years after the 360's launch, if they gave you their auto-generated name, you get one free username change. They didn't give it to everyone who had already, like, chosen one name. They didn't give everyone a free one. Just the new players. Really cool. We here at Microsoft care about our newest consumers. And only for, like, the first year. After that, you know, we have them hooked. It's too late for them. We have our hooks sunk deep. I'll admit, I probably I probably paid for Xbox Live way longer than I should have. It's a little insidious. They give you all these cool free games once a month, and there were some damn good titles that came with that. I don't know if they still do that. I think now they've, like, fully shifted into Games Pass. So, like, the translation for that is they didn't get enough money in their money-grubbing, like, we give you one game a month and you pay us for a monthly service that costs us nothing. They didn't feel rich enough, so they decided to launch a second one that you need the first one to access. Games Pass is a really frustrating thing sometimes, but at the very least, it's made it so, oh god. Kids without a lot of money, but with, like, you know, parents that think they know what to do to give their kids games, but, you know, kind of struggle with the follow-through. They just kind of give their kid Game Pass and call it a day. That is not the worst thing you can do. There is, like, a challenge with that, and it's like, how's a kid gonna know what game to play on Games Pass? There is, like, there's shovelware, there's advanced shovelware, and then there's, like, Metal Gear Solid 5. And, like, the Halo Master Collection. There's some seriously amazing games on there. But how is a kid supposed to know what games are worth playing on Games Pass? I'll answer that for you. They aren't. They're not going to figure it out unless someone tells them, alright, these are games worth your time, worth checking out, and the rest you can just assume are shovelware. Because it is mostly shovelware on that service. Just as with any online service, it's all shovelware. We failed, brother. We failed. We failed. At least he got it. We had the right idea. So if you work in a place with a lot of kids, like in an elementary school or some shit, and your kids, they like video games, and they like talking about video games, but they keep playing the newest Call of Duty, and they don't really know what else to play, you know, maybe, like, comb through the Games Pass games, give them a list. Say, like, these are some of the best games you will ever play, and you already have Games Pass, I know, because you never shut up about it. Try these. Give them a good time. If you really, like, if you have, you know, kids with cheap parents, but they, you know, they don't have a lot of video games, but they'd love to, they'd be so happy just to play some games, you can teach them how to emulate. They're not gonna grasp it. It's gonna be like a challenge. It's an uphill battle, really. From what I gather, kids that are now in high school, emulation is beyond them. Not to offend any viewers, but it's not that complicated, emulating something on your computer. But it takes a little bit of know-how. You have to know to download a BIOS, you have to know to put it in the right folder, you have to know to set up your folders correctly, you have to know to download a ROM or ISO, and not one of these wacky NKit ISOs that has, like, compounded issues. I'm anti-NKit. That's me. It can be hard to get into. And in, like, the age we live in, where most video gaming is pretty accessible and done for you by the bigger companies, to our own detriment, it kind of leads to a lot of kids that don't have the drive to check out emulation and to actually, like, go through the legwork in order to get the outcome, which is every video game that's come out since 2007 at your fingertips and for free. You give a kid an emulator, they'll be happy for a week. You teach a kid to emulate, they'll be happy for a lifetime. I taught elementary schoolers to emulate. Now you know. Nintendo is going to lose their shit. I will never become a brand ambassador. I'm pro-emulation, if you couldn't tell. I mean, like, are you really gonna give a kid Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and watch them have the most lukewarm experience of their lives? Or are you gonna give them an emulated copy of Emerald, Platinum, Black and White 2? Are you gonna give them the peak? You gotta care for your kids, you gotta give them the good games. Especially if you know better. I've seen too many kids fall into the pile of shovelware. It just makes you sad. One time when I was working at the elementary school at my old job, I witnessed a kid playing one of those games that is, like, advertised in mobile games. Like, seriously, one of those two PNGs talking to each other, and drama unfolds, and that is the game. You think they know better. They don't. They need a helping hand sometimes. There's no way that a kid can know good games until they've played good games and bad games. If you've played only bad games, you wouldn't know. If you played only good games, you would think all games are good. It's a trap. It's insidious. That's the kind of stuff that gets you buying SpongeBob Lights camera pants for the Game Boy Advance. I did that. I thought, like... The thing is, if you start with really good video games as a kid, and then you go to shovelware without knowing what shovelware is, you might fool yourself into thinking you're having a pretty good time. When in reality, you're kind of just walking from point A to point B in a game that isn't particularly fun to walk in. You don't notice until you're having a consistently bad time, and that your time is being wasted, and then you could have been playing a game that you actually care about. It's a pretty sad experience for every kid, realizing there are bad games out there? Some video games aren't very good? What? I paid $40 for this! It can be heartbreaking, I won't lie to you. Oh, Jesus Christ! Yeah, that was just inevitable at that point. I guess I was following around someone's footsteps and just hitting the missiles that were, you know, aimed for them a moment ago. We can win this. We can totally win this. Oh god, not the bumper. Not the bumper, please. Woo! I'm coming for you. We got this. Beautiful. As you can tell, I don't need to lock in with Salmon Run. It just kind of comes intuitively until shit really hits the fan. I've played enough Salmon Run that I don't really have to think about it. And I'd like to say the same applies to Turf War, but if you watched my last, like, Turf War Splatfest stream, you'd know. That's not exactly true. There's just... In a PvP game, there's such a randomness to, like, the players being at every possible skill level, the weapons and the ways you can use these weapons being so varied. There's too much of an infinity of experiences to have in multiplayer to really consider yourself, like, so well versed that you don't even have to think about the game. Unless you're a comp player and you've been playing Splatoon since the first game competitively, and you just know better. You're just built different. I missed. I watch in awe as the better Splatoon streamers will play a game of competitive and just chat with the chat instead of, you know, focusing on their decision making, because they don't need to. Their decision making's already been set for them by years and years of experience. My years of Splatoon experience is not years of Splatoon experience. Granted, over the years I've played many a Splatoon game. 40 hours of Splatoon 2, not much. Maybe like 10 hours of Splatoon 1. Back when they were like first released. The two of them. That's a story I want to get into. But my, like, experience of Splatoon and knowing what to do is so wildly colored by TF2. They're very similar games at the end of the day. That might come as like a shock to many of you, considering that one is a Valve shooter with blood and detachable limbs and whatnot, and the other is this Ink game But they're very similar. They're both team-based shooter mechanics with weapons that more often than not share mechanics with each other. With one universal difference being the paint that you place on the floor with your, you know, attack. I'm just not gonna look down at the floor and hope that nothing bad happens. Alright, we're going around. I'm not gonna follow the nose anymore. I can't do it. No! Oh no! I want to get you, but there's problems. Big problems. I'm dead. I thought I could get around him. I guess jumping at that moment sealed my fate. But at the end of the day, TF2 and Splatoon, they're not too dissimilar. Play a lot of both, you'll kind of see what I mean. They're struggling over there with the snakes. We gotta get rid of those snakes. We did it. Yeah, we kind of stopped our momentum entirely to get rid of, or to all die, I guess. It's okay, we did what we could, as a team. I respect these guys regardless. Give me just 1 second real quick, I can move one of my monitors. Okay, this is not gonna be like my usual Splatoon stream that has 2 rotations. Typically I like to do 2 hours of each. But today I think I'm gonna do it a little different. I think I might do an hour to an hour and a half of each. And not too much extra work. I mean, it's extra work, what do you want? Solo queue extra work is pain. There's almost no hope. Oh, Jesus. It's the food poisoning, it's coming back for round 2. Yeah, if you consider yourself a good salmon runner, and you try to do extra work solo queue, and you want that gold medal. You want that gold medal? I'm so sad about what just happened. You'd better be prepared to be sad and kind of realize that, oh, that's impossible. I'm gonna need a team. I'm gonna need a group. And the really unfortunate thing about egg work, there's a pretty big subset of the salmon run community that just doesn't like doing it. Oh. Like, a lot of people find it too repetitive. A lot of people find it, like, that thing I described where you just feel like you're treading water and making no progress. It can definitely feel that way. I, for one, really like extra work. I find it really fun to, you know, memorize the spawns and try to capitalize on them best. I think that's a really cool utilization of Salmon Run. I think it's creative. But that doesn't mean it's, you know, achievable to get the gold medal solo queue. Like Big Run is. In Big Run, you can pretty easily get the gold medal in solo queue these days. Let's go, soldier. Is this a lobby full of, like, regular names? Nope. Okay. We have Thomas, we have Rachel, and we have Smormu. That's a colorful cast. I can't believe we got Smormu from Smiling Friends. He's here. We voted for him. You voted for him, right? You voted for Smormu. We all wanted Smormu. Everyone loves a good Smormu. I wanted to talk about my Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2 time. I tried talking about it before on another stream, but I got distracted because, you know, ADHD out the ass. Big ADHD here. 97th percentile. We are crazy ADHD havers. I didn't buy Splatoon 1 per se. Per chance. I didn't go out of my way to purchase the game. I wanted a Wii U because I'm a lifelong Smash player. And I get excited for every Smash release. Granted, I'd already technically played the Wii U version on the 3DS, but like, let's be real with ourselves, that's the 3DS version. No one wants to play a game with that much action in it on the 3DS. That is hand pain, that is like squinting. It's any number of bad things. It's not a good time. So I got really excited by the prospect of there being the Wii U port. Especially because I had a lot of friends around me, typically. Oh no. Oh! My life flashed before my eyes. I lived in a house with my college buddies, and before that my friends would, like, my house was kind of the place to go. In our local area, people would hang out at my place a lot, so we'd have a lot of excuses to play video games together. A lot of couch co-op in this family. Oh no. Smormo, I got you, dog. Smormo! Sorry. That was welling up within me. I had to say Smormo that way. No! I just needed a bit more ink. We were so close. I thought about swimming up there. I didn't see it as a possibility. Oh man, I threw the game. Anyways, I wanted Splatoon 1. No, that's not true. I wanted Super Smash Bros. for Wii U, known colloquially as Smaforsh, Smash 4, etc. You know the one. I wanted that game. And a Black Friday came around with a deal. The Wii U had launched. It had been out for a year or so, maybe more. And it was pretty clear to Nintendo that they had a bit of a stinker on their hands. That console did not sell well. It did not, like, at all. And so I got the deal. And the bundle that I got came with both Smash 4 download code and Splatoon 1 also download code. I maybe played like 200 hours of Smash 4 before like even giving Splatoon a try. So it was definitely an afterthought for me. And I wasn't particularly interested, which is never like never a good way to start if you're expecting to get into a game. I was not expecting to get into it, therefore the unthinkable happened. I didn't get into it. I maybe played through some of the campaign, and it's Splatoon 1's campaign, so it's not particularly fun or engaging. And then I played maybe a little bit of multiplayer. I got washed by the better weapons. Because, you know, you start out, you have to use Junior, and then you get to use the low-level weapons. And there's someone in every lobby with the dynamo, and another person with a charger. It's not the most user-friendly game to get into once everybody's, you know, had their hands on it for a year or so. Oh god. Oh good lord. Got a little tense there. So, yeah, 10 hours. I gave it, like, 10 hours. And I realized it wasn't for me. Part of that was definitely due to, like, lugging around the Wii U gamepad for motion controls. And arthritis. They don't mix too well. Oh, good lord, please, just let me in! We made it. I don't know if we're gonna win this one. I have my doubts. No, we got this, we got this. Anyways, I didn't particularly enjoy Splatoon 1. It was cool, it was very novel at the time, that's for sure. But when the Switch 2 came out, nope, getting a little ahead of ourselves. When the Switch came out. As of recording this, the Switch 2 isn't even real. I mean, it's definitely real, it's been confirmed, but that's about it. We saw the the quote-unquote reveal trailer, which is just a bunch of, like, Blender 3D models of the Switch 2 rotating. Oh no. Well, we're back. But when the Switch first came out, you definitely know this if you had the console, like, since its release. There were not a lot of games. At all. So a lot of us got pretty desperate. Anything that came out, we would pretty much buy. And for me, that was like, I bought Super Bomberman R. I'd never played a Bomberman game. I thought this would be a good jumping on point. It was not. It was not at all. The cartridge stopped working after like a year. So even if I wanted to give it another chance, I couldn't. I wonder why. That's the only Switch cartridge I've ever had this issue with. The only time I've ever had, like, game cartridges like that just not work is when I ordered a copy of Mario Party DS from Hong Kong. I loved that game. I wanted to play more of it. I'd beaten the game and I wanted to play a hell of a lot more of it, but I could not. Alas, it wasn't meant to be. So, when Splatoon 2 came out, there still wasn't a lot of games available on the Switch. Much less, like, really banging titles. And you could tell that Splatoon 2 had a lot of work put into it. So, like, me and a couple friends, we deemed it necessary to buy the game. We thought this was going to be a great thing that we could all play in the college apartment. It was a house. In the college house as a group. Because when you're living with all your college mates, you play a lot of video games together. And our go-to was just Smash. We played a whole hell of a lot of Smash. But we were constantly kind of looking for more games to play together. Some other successes were Risk of Rain 2. I don't think we played Stardew Valley together, but I wanted to say that we did. A part of my soul was like, man, that would have been great. I think we played Stardew Valley in groups of 2 at best. Mario Kart 8, we definitely played a lot of that as a group. Anyways, what I'm getting at is Splatoon 2 was going to be the next big thing for us. That was incredibly unfortunate. Holy hell. Look at all the ropes to jump. I don't think we have this one. Oh, yay! Thanks, friend. I'll bring you back, don't worry. I'm gonna take these guys out. There are 3 of them. 4? That explains a lot. Yeah, we don't have this. Snubnub? Is that your name? Okay, I like Snubnub. Yeah, this is a Forsaken wave. It's over. Forsaken by the gods of Splatoon. So, Splatoon 2. It was gonna be the next big thing for me and my friend group. And, if you know anything about how I like to play video games, especially shooter games, you might see how that game did not gel particularly well with me. I liked Salmon Run. You couldn't really do it, like, often at all. Maybe like 25% of the time there was a Salmon Run rotation out at the time. Available to play. But my issues with that game were entirely the balance. The weapons were all weak. Like, all of them. The strong thing in Splatoon 2 was specials. And I did not enjoy the specials. Granted, there are probably some weapons that don't fit that metric. I never got to use some of the weapons that released later. Like, Kenza Machine, I think is one of them. K-Gal, I never got to use... I don't think I even used the original 52 Gal. And this was at a time where, like, bombs, for me, in the Splatoon games, felt completely useless. It was maybe like 500 hours into playing Splatoon 3. Oh, it's Shibunub. Chugs. And is that Kineko? Okay, it's Kineko. That's our gang. Unfortunately, the weapons I did use in Splatoon 2 were not the best ones. I gravitated towards what I could understand. I didn't get Splatlings, I didn't even try them, which is whack, because they are now, like, my favorite weapon class in the game. I played a lot of Bathtub. As sad as that might sound. I played a whole lot of Bathtub. I mean, it's the funny Bathtub, what do you expect? You see a weapon in a game full of squirt guns, and the weapon's a bathtub. What do you expect? I'm gonna pick up the bathtub. Oh god, oh god, oh god. I should be dead. Oh, let me over there. I think the only weapons that I ended up enjoying in any capacity was the bathtub and the splatter shot. Either vanilla or some other kit, I don't know. Suffice to say, that game did not have much staying power for me. I played it for 40 hours. That's a fair shake, is what that is. I gave that game a real fair shake. Me and my college best buddy, we played it pretty frequently. For a while, for like a month or so. Oh god, oh god, oh god! And then Risk of Rain 2 came out and I couldn't put that shit down. Risk of Rain 2 ran unbelievably well on the Switch. Like, you straight up wouldn't believe it. I got like 300 to 400 hours out of that game. God, they massacred my boy. How they massacred my boy. It did not bode well when Gearbox bought Risk of Rain 2. But anyways, back to Splatoon talk. When Splatoon 3 released, I didn't buy it, because, you know, I didn't particularly enjoy Splatoon 2. The game was way too special-centric, which means your most operative means of combat is just painting the floor. I didn't care for that. That wasn't fun to me. I liked TF2. I liked strong guns. Oh good lord, oh good lord. When Splatoon 3 came out, I just kind of assumed it would be more of the same. But then I started watching some streamers play it, and I kind of started realizing, wait a minute, that's the minigun, but with a twist. Wait a minute, that Explosher thing? That is literally the loose cannon from TF2 without its biggest downside. That's insane. And this was at a time where I was playing a lot of TF2. Like, perhaps too much. And oh god. I was becoming a little bit too familiar with the weapons. Like, I wanted something new. I really, really did. I was kind of sick of it. The cool thing about TF2 is that there are so many weapons. You can just, like, decide, I'm in the mood for something new today, time to pick up the Liberty Launcher. Sometimes that will lead to the best time you've ever had in your life. Not with the Liberty Launcher, however. There's a lot of fun games, fun weapons in TF2, and I played pretty much all of them. But as a result, I'd ran out of new weapons that I found worth using. And so when I saw that Splatoon 3 was a game with similar weapons, and the weapons were actually strong this time. The main crux of combat in this game is fighting with the guns. It's what you do. That is really, really cool to me. That's what I wanted out of a Splatoon game. I just wanted more TF2. That's what I wanted out of a Splatoon game. That game had a profound impact on me. So, I switched over to Splatoon, and I had no need to look back, because this was a really fun game. It really did address, like, all of my issues with Splatoon 2. Like, all the weapons are strong, asterisk. Your main means of combat is fighting, not specials. Another asterisk. Salmon Run is available 24/7. The campaign is actually fun. Thought I queued up. It's a good time, that campaign. And Side Order, while it's a little light on content, it definitely delivers on what you want out of a roguelike in a Splatoon engine. It kind of succeeded, in my opinion, at what it set out to do. Just if you played it for like 50 hours total, maybe even 100, you'd probably agree with me on this. It gets a little too samey because it's really light on content. It's no Risk of Rain 2. Now is the time. It's a tradition. Every single stream I complain a little bit about Gearbox buying Risk of Rain 2. Every single stream, it happens. I don't know why, it just comes up. I love that game. That game was so good. I don't even know what kind of state it's in right now. It might be, like, complete garbage at the moment. Who's to say? All I know is, I was, like, in love with the game, and I'd just been getting back into streaming and, like, setting up my capture software. I was gonna make it one of my staple games. You would be seeing it about as often as you're seeing me play Salmon Run, which is at least twice a week. A whole lot of Risk of Rain you would see. I loved that game. Risk of Rain 2. Risk of Rain 1, I can recognize at the very least that it brings a lot to the table. But for some reason it just ain't for me. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just have a lot of learning to do. That might be it. Maybe one of these days I'll give it another shot. We'll try to get back into it. I definitely appreciate a lot of what that game does. And it can be fun. I've got a couple pretty good Risk of Rain 1 clips as well. On this Switch. But it didn't ultimately grab me too hard. Risk of Rain 2 was like start to stop one of the best games that I'd ever played. And when Gearbox bought the game, this is pretty common knowledge among Risk of Rain 2 players. But if you're not, just in case you're not a Risk of Rain 2 player, I feel like I might as well explain it. Oh good lord, I wish to be free of the curse of global specials. Please. Forgive me my sins. We're gonna lose. We can win this. We can win this. Just hustle. Just hustle, team. Yeah. So, when Gearbox bought the game, they released that Seekers of the Void update. And immediately, something was, like, majorly off, and everyone could tell. Suddenly, like, half of the mechanics were tied to the frame rate. Like, certain enemies would just move obscenely fast now. Like, if you know Sonic Adventure, the Sonic Adventure DX port, there's an enemy in that game that is almost impossible to kill as a result of the exact same thing happening. It's the little gecko guy. The little gecko guy in that game. In Sonic Adventure, there was a gecko in the original one, and he would go invisible, and then he would become visible, and he would do an attack, and you'd have like a second or two to attack him, and then he'd go away. Invisible again. Well, I grew up with the DX port, and in that port, he was vulnerable for a grand total of like 2 frames. Seriously. She was crazy. One of these days I will stream that game, and that port too, so that I can complain the complaints, as I'm prone to do. But also because I genuinely like that port. For all the, oh god, for all the problems it brings, it brought a lot of good. There's definitely something to appreciate in the DX port. And because it's like pretty widely regarded with good reason, as the failed port. Like, the worst way to experience that game. Not a lot of people talk about the good it brings. Just the evil it brings. The evil. So when Risk of Rain 2's Seekers of the Void update got released, they tied a bunch of shit to the frame rate. They released elite enemies that don't really work with the rest of the game's mechanics. Like, in Risk of Rain 2, it's all about collecting items and stacking them and creating a build that will last you through to the endgame. And one of the best items, it's the same as Risk of Rain 1, the ukulele, which has a chance, I believe, on hit of an enemy to chain attacks into another enemy. And then there's weapons with other on-hit effects, like the rings. There's weapons with on-kill effects, like the Will-O-Wisp, I think is the name of it. There's a lot of on-hit and on-kill effects, and those are the strongest things in the game. I mean, besides, like, double jump. Double jump's real cool. But in this new update they released, not to get overly detailed on a game that I'm literally not even playing, but when they released this update, they added 2 elite enemies with huge health pools that if you attacked anyone in like a full mile radius of these enemies that weren't these enemies, the damage would get redirected into you and you would instantly die. Because the further you get into a Risk of Rain run, the enemy scaling gets a little ridiculous, which is by design and it works with the game, don't get me wrong. But because on-hit effects and chain attacks and all these things, like, take place without direct input from the player, you could do everything right. You could go straight for these new elites, and you could not shoot at anybody else. And your proc chains would happen, and suddenly, you are dead because they programmed an enemy that makes your proc chains kill you. That spits in the face of the game's core design of run, gun, move as fast as you can, and do as much damage as you can. I got one shot by a missile. That was pretty cool. No, you too? We're brothers. You and I. Let's get this together. Roll out. So yeah, that was a really garbage change. It was not very cool. And when Gearbox made these changes, the community flayed them. They were like, they were on the crucifix. On the cross, Gearbox. The player base was not happy. Even people that, like, weren't known for playing Risk of Rain 2 were aware that Gearbox had fucked up royally. They'd really screwed the pooch on this one. Oh god, why? you left me, guys. Please come back. We're good. Let's just survive. It's fine. So, Gearbox did this really cool thing where they said, we hear your complaints, and so we're gonna fix some things. Oh boy! But yay, they're finally gonna revert their changes. The first change in the change log. Good lord, it was a middle finger and a half. The first change was, we know you guys might think things were tied to frame rates, but they weren't. But if you thought they were, we fixed whatever you thought was wrong. It was provable, by the way, that these things were tied to the frame rate. Like, completely proven. The community knew. It was clear cut. You increase your frame rate, the enemies were moving faster. You lower your frame rate, they were fine. So Gearbox, with the first change, lies to the community. Great start. And among other bug fixes, they refused to get rid of these two elites that completely ruined the game. And you can't turn them off unless you mod the game. So if you're stuck on a console version, I'm sorry. If you bought the DLC, that's how it's going to be. You have the bad elites that are bad for the game design. You're welcome. Signed Gearbox. That is a company that has earned my ire well before this entire situation. I grew up with the Borderlands games. I won't lie to you, like, I liked Borderlands 1, I loved Borderlands 2. I got so much playtime in that game. Seriously, like, it had a solid story. It had pretty fun gunplay. It had varied enemies, it had exploration, it had everything you could want from, like, a typical looter shooter at the time. 9 million guns! You have 9 million options! That was cool. I like that. Borderlands 3. Borderlands the pre-sequel I should start with. Major letdown. Nothing interesting happens for the whole game. And by the end of the game, my chief complaint is enemy sponginess. At the very end of the game, your average enemy was so tanky that instead of opting to, you know, fight them like you would in a game about fighting enemies, I would just use the slight pushing effect that my melee attack did, and I would push them off the cliff with like 20 melee attacks. That's not fun. That's an exploit right there is what it is. Like, that's not, we designed the game good because we allowed you options. That's a choice, a binary choice between wasting 20 minutes per enemy or pushing them off a cliff in, like, 3 minutes. That's not good options, guys. I couldn't finish. Okay, I beat the pre-sequel. I was disappointed by, like, everything it added, especially to the story. It had maybe one good cutscene in the entire game, and that good cutscene wasn't even that well done. Sorry if you like these games, I'm a complainer. When it comes to the games I like and dislike, I'm very vocal about my opinions. That will never change. I bought Borderlands 3 because one of my friends was having fun playing the game and he wanted me to play too. I could not stomach more than 2 hours of that game. The haha XD random Penguin of Doom humor was, to use the word again, effervescent. It was in every single corner of the game. You couldn't escape it. I made do in Borderlands 2, ignoring that shit. Especially on replays. You didn't want that writing anymore. On the first time, if you were a teenager, you got some joy out of it. The second time through, you were like, oh good lord, we're doing this again. And every time since, it was painful. I'm an idiot. You saw what just happened. I tried to throw a golden egg into the basket on the boss salmonid wave. Of course we got a GooTuber. No! Let me go! Free me! We're good. This team seems kind of on it. Unfortunately, I am not. I'm too locked into my Gearbox rant. That was close. But yeah, Gearbox has earned my ire as a player. I don't see myself buying any new Gearbox games. And if it's a Risk of Rain game, I'm gonna cry. I almost don't want them to touch the franchise anymore. Like, just give it back to Hapu. Just give it back. You tried. It wasn't a good run. It was just a bad time. Put it down. Give it back. I wonder how they're getting on, Hapu. They were great, by the way. The cat has returned, and she is screaming. Yeah, I know, Nutmeg. I know. Oh, we did it! I'm an idiot. You want to scream into the microphone for everybody to hear? Say it. Make a little scream. It's okay. No, she's her own cat. She screams on her own agenda. She's crazy. So, Hapu has had a good run. I think everything of theirs that I've played has been a banger. Even Deadlock. Is it even called Deadlock? Is it called Deadbolt? And am I an idiot? They were just really goddamn good. Their pixel art was phenomenal. Their games attached to them, phenomenal. Risk of Rain 2 was a magnum opus. I haven't checked what they've done since. I hope they're doing well. I mean, they're probably like rolling in it from a Gearbox acquisition. I hope. I really hope they're rolling in it. I hope they didn't just like, you know, sell to Gearbox, get some chump change, and then regret it. Who knows? Anyways, I think that's the end of the Gearbox rant. We made it. We were comprehensive this time. In the past, I've done a couple Gearbox rants on these streams. I talked about a couple things, but never the whole picture. Now you know. Now you know my opinion on Gearbox software. They make me so mad. Okay, new rotation unlocked. The last rotation had its drawbacks. Mr. Beans? Is that your name? Tell me that's Mr. Beans. I would love to be in a lobby with Mr. Beans. It's multiple Mr. Bean. Oh, is it Ma Beans? Dang it! Yeah, it's Ma Beans. Ma Beans! My dang old beans! It's still a funny name. I'm reading names. Now this is an Xbox Live name if I've ever seen one. GD77. 7 is written out the first time, it's not the second time. That is a gamer name. That's the name of a true gamer. We did it. Good teamwork. Is that a Nautilus? That explains it. Nautilus is really, really good in this mode for what it can do. But it's also, like, it's a Nautilus. You're forced to stand a lot. And you're basically, like... throwing an egg at the Nautilus is such a huge investment that it's almost not worth doing. I don't particularly care for Dapple Doolies in this mode. They bring something to the table. They've definitely got good DPS, I can't lie about that. Squiffer is Squiffer. I think we've talked about Squiffer before. Squiffer's pretty cool in this mode. It's great for movement. The range does hurt a little bit, but I think it's like 300 damage per shot. That's pretty handy. Oh joy. Good against this wave too. You know, when you can aim. Oh yeah, yeah, there's the range hurting. You're witnessing it. I'm telling it to you. It's wave 2. Should I do it? No, we'll wait for the last one. I've got Killer Whale, which is like the best thing you can have against this guy. I should be able to show it off. The trick that you already know if you played this mode for any given amount of time. But I might as well. Or I should say, if you've watched any overfisher do a stream, you'll know this trick. Overfishing is really cool. They're pioneers is what they are. They min-max the game so the rest of us don't have to. They're the nostalgia critic of Splatoon. Okay, I gotta get into position. Thank you. And now. So by angling it through the thing, it should hit any of these guys that come out the back. And so we just get a bunch of eggs dropping right here. It's a neat little trick. Whoa! Boom. I've been doing some thinking. What game will be next? After Metroid Prime, of course. Because, like, we're gonna keep playing Splatoon whenever the opportunity arises. It's a fun game. Whoa! It's a good time. You started the animation on that one, did you forget? Okay. Yeah, whenever the opportunity arises, I will do a Salmon Run rotation, a Salmon Run stream. I will do it. And if there's 2 rotations I can do in one stream, you can bet your bottom dollar it's happening. Typically, a double Salmon Run stream will be when the rotations change at 7 o'clock Eastern. That, like, mid-evening one. I don't have as many options when it comes to internet. I can't, you know, I can't stream at 3 AM, and my sleep cycle usually forbids me from streaming 2 hours before 11 and then 2 hours after 11. Not to say it won't happen, it definitely will one of these days, because, you know, it's bad sleep. It kind of randomizes itself every now and again. Oh god, please no. Let me go, let me free. Free me. I beg of thee. Oh, that was a good ink strike. I should have realized that was happening sooner. Alright, buddy, I'm gonna get you killed by a shark. Evil player strikes again. Man, these guys are with it. He's just spinning around with his beam. Okay, we gotta stick with these guys. That guy's hilarious. Whoever the sniper was in that last round, that guy is a legend. I should do that too. You know what, I would, but it would probably give the viewers a headache. So, no. I'm good. I was about to leave the lobby. My intuition was, like, about to betray me. My beans is hilarious. That's great. We're sticking with you, my beans. Yeah! Where'd you go? No! Why? They left. I'm gonna queue up again and hope I get them. You will be missed, my beans. Gone but never forgotten. So I was doing some thinking about what game will come after Metroid Prime. Because I really don't think it's going to take me more than 4 streams to beat Metroid Prime 100%. I think that's, like, very doable. And I figure, like, I mean, the stream starts and you see a GameCube logo. I think we gotta go more GameCube. And so, the idea has taken root. I don't 100% a lot of games, if I'm being honest. It's just not a thing I am prone to do. Especially because most of my games that I, like, treasure and replay, I mean, they're not the best to 100%. Xenoblade, case in point. I do not recommend 100%ing any Xenoblade game, ever. Just don't do it. Suffering leads to anger, leads to hate. It's not a good time. It'll have you questioning, like, what the hell Monolith Soft was thinking. Which is not something I typically find myself doing. Oh god! There was no way out. Oh, I'm back. But typically, I like to trust Monolith Soft. I like to think that they know. But I've been playing a lot of Xenoblade X recently. No, okay. Before we get into that topic, you know, a rehash of Xenoblade X discussion, I need to mention what I think the next game stream is going to be. Because I'm going to go for a 100% run of City Trial in Kirby Air Ride. Not Kirby's Air Ride, Kirby Air Ride. There isn't a Kirby's Air Ride. There is no Kirby's Air Ride. Kirby does not have an air ride. I don't get it. You'd expect the title to be Kirby's Air Ride. I don't know why it's just Kirby Air Ride. That aside, that's probably what I'm gonna name the first stream title for Kirby Air Ride. No, it's not Kirby's Air Ride. It just makes me chuckle. Oh, we have this. Oh god, I'm dead. Well, I don't expect that I'll be 100%ing a lot of games on stream, but it's Kirby Air Ride. I can do that. I could play an infinity of City Trial. An infinity. A truly endless amount of City Trial. It's like, it's a roguelite. I don't know how to explain it. It really is a roguelite. And it's with Kirby! If you don't know Kirby Air Ride, you better buckle up, because that is a beaut of a game. It's a real masterwork that, like, every year the fans ask for a remake. Every year. And it won't happen. But don't worry, we can... Dolphin exists. We can swim. I'm the Nautilus. I need to start behaving like I'm the Nautilus and not just some, like, Joe Schmo. Alright, I'm Joe Schmoing it up. It had to be done. Oh, he did it. Good job, Shadow. Shadow, Dingo, and Moo. This is a little gang. I'll save you, Dingo. Don't you worry. I've got your back. So, I mentioned a couple streams ago. It might have been the last Salmon Run stream. It might have been the Turf War stream. I don't know. But I mentioned that I've been playing Xenoblade X again. And the remake is not released yet. But boy, am I excited for it. So my plan was, I'm gonna play through the game now, just a casual playthrough, and then when the re-release, you know, re-releases, I'm gonna 100% it. Things have changed. I started finding it very difficult not to do all the quests. Because they're like... I didn't do a lot of side quests when I first played the game all those years ago, like back in 2012, or whenever it came out. I didn't do a lot of side quests. The side quests are really, really interesting. In some cases, more interesting than the main game. Which is not always the case for a Xenoblade. Sometimes it's the case in the original game. Most of the time it's the case in 3. Other than that, the side content is usually just, you know, side content. But I've been having so much fun with it that I've kind of shifted things around. Now I'm 100%ing the game, and I'm gonna do a casual run when the re-release comes out. And what's worse, I think I'm gonna stream it. Obviously, it's a Xenoblade game. Oh no, poor Shadow. So it comes loaded with a lot of downtime. I'm gonna do my best not to stream the downtime. But what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, like, on my own time, I'm gonna set up so that, like, story progress or character affinity progress, affinity missions, let's call them, will happen on stream. So you'll get to experience all the cooler parts. While I get to experience all the grindy parts. But I've already got some really good ideas for that stream. I keep hitting Shadow. This is sad. Yippee! I gotta put up another Wavebreaker stat! No, I didn't have enough time. You probably... No, you couldn't hear it. That's awesome. Yeah, having the double pop filter, you can no longer hear the clicks and clacks in my controller. You used to be able to hear perhaps a little too much. Although, I am a little worried that too much of my voice is going to get cut off, and this is not going to be, like, the best for audio capture. We're still going to, you know, give it a run. Oh, no. Oh, God, everyone's gone. But today we are definitely trying the new audio... the new audio setup. We're experimenting. I was really bothered by the S's in my last stream. The term is syllabants. And there were a couple reasons as to why mine was so particularly bad. If you don't know, there's like a couple things you kind of need to do to capture your audio well without getting these little artifacts and funny things happening. Oh lord. Sorry, the food poisoning just returned. I got a massive headache. I'm alright, I'll be okay. What was I talking about? Wow. Syllabants. So if you're having S's capture a lot, which you might even notice some of your favorite streamers, like, it's one of those weird things that you don't notice until you've noticed it, and when you noticed it, you can't not notice it. That the S's sound a little janky, a little weird. There's a couple causes for that. Like, maybe your mic is below your mouth instead of, like, parallel with it or above it. Maybe you're a little too close to the mic. Where I'm going with this. Streaming takes a lot of preparation. The cool thing about it is it doesn't take a lot in the moment. Usually. You can kind of just, like, vibe with the stream. But before the stream, it takes a whole hell of a lot of work. In between streams, you got a lot to do. More than you would expect. Gives me a bit more appreciation for the streamers that have been doing it for like years and years and years and months and years. They've definitely been through the ringer. Gotta respect it. Because on one hand, like, if you don't care about audio, streaming's easy. Streaming's really easy. If you don't care about the, like, the viewer experience, I can't hit him. I can't do it. Oh god, I'm gonna die to the rain, aren't I? Yep. Yep. I tried my best. And now, the end is near. We lose. It's over. But what I was getting at, you know what, I finished that thought. There's nothing more to say on that. Streaming is, it's cool. It's tough work, but it's cool that you can just do it. Oh, good lord, no, not glowflies. That noise just kind of came out of me. I didn't even think about it. I just kind of went, ah, ah. You know what? That's probably not even picking up on the capture. Let me try again. Ah. Yep, okay, that's the pop filter. The pop filter is not going to let you hear that noise. Ah! Woo! It'll let you hear those, though. I hope that's good enough. I gotta get back up to the spot. Yeah, this is not a great weapon for this. the Splatter Shot Nova. This is not particularly great, because it takes 2 shots to take out any of these, like, Psycho Chums. Luckily, the rest of my comp is insane for this. Except for maybe the Squiffer. Although the Squiffer's pretty good for that single target damage on the Goldie. Wow, that was close. Nautilus is amazing for this. Dapples is also pretty good. You gotta know, if you want to, like, place any weapon in any sort of tier list in Salmon Run, you have to know how it fares against every single one of these special waves. Because that might just be the difference between losing and winning a round of Salmon Run. A Salmon round, if you will. I kind of loosely mentioned a good couple streams ago that I have a real affinity for this slupsuit with the koi camo. It's like one of the most creative camo designs I've ever seen. And I have a bit of a history with camo, I think. In like 4th or 5th grade, it was like my favorite pattern. I was like, I want everything in camo. Camo is cool. Camo is awesome. But I very quickly grew out of that phase. Like, very, very quickly. It became clear to me that even as a child that... Oh, it's just like... It's just camo. It's just the military, like, thing. It's just like a cool little pattern to help you blend into the grass. Which is neat. That is a neat thing. But I kind of lost any and all appreciation for it. Until I played Metal Gear Solid 3. In Metal Gear Solid 3, camo is like a central mechanic. And there are so many camo patterns that, like, you start getting a serious appreciation for all the different ones that exist. Because I don't think there's more than like 1 or 2 joke camo patterns that aren't analogous to something in reality. Like, you got your Flecktarn, you got your, like, white and green for in a building camo. It's genuinely crazy. The versatility of camo itself. Very cool. It did kind of transform vanilla camo, like your standard green, brown, and whatever the other color is. Darker green, maybe. It kind of made me lose an appreciation for that because there's so many different colors. But when I was in high school, there was a particular subset of human being that existed in my high school. And these people, they would congregate in the same corner, be it lunchtime, before school, or after school. They would congregate in the same corner of the courtyard. And every day you saw them, there would be more camo on them, be it through accessories or like a more thoroughly camo outfit, or they would be more southern than the last time you saw them. They would have more of a southern drawl. Their attitude would be more southern. I don't even know how to describe that. Like, I lived in Florida. I grew up in Florida. Florida's a very weird place. Because on one hand, it's the deep south. Like, it's about as far south as America can get. Like, Texas and Florida is as far south as it gets, but neither Texas nor Florida are, like, very southern in terms of people's general attitudes there. In fact, they're very northern, I would say. And that has a little bit to do with them being, like, colonized and expanded in the 1900s for the most part by America. Like, most of the expansion in these states did not come before air conditioning, for obvious reasons. What am I doing? I'm throwing the game. But as a result, Florida has become a weird place, where some people there are very, very southern in attitude, in accent, in everything you can imagine. And others are very, very, like, you know, city folk-esque, I would say. I think that's what I meant by northern. It's a weird place. Kind of a melting pot. Get a little bit of everyone here in the Floridas. You do get a lot of horse people, though. Like, people who can't speak because they have a sore throat. A lot of that. But also a lot of people obsessed with horses. More the latter. I'm sorry. The first was me trying to expand on a joke and regretting it. I mean, there's a whole lot of horse content going on in Florida. In Ocala, you have these, like, pristine horse tracks. There's constant horse races. It's a very horse-driven state. And if you're not here for the horses, you're here for, like, the city, which is the theme parks and the other... Well, if you're not here for either of those, you're here because you're old. We have a very big population of very old people. Retiring in Florida was just a thing to do, I guess, at a certain point in time. Not anymore. The illusion has gone away. Now it's pretty clear that, like, Florida is run by a couple very, rich and prolific Ron DeSantis, individuals. It's no longer the verifiable melting pot that it once was. It's now just, like, an entire state in one man's pocket. But don't worry, that's the end of the political part of this discussion. I will not discuss more about that man. That's not true. I'm gonna say one last thing. I hate him, and it's for a bit of a petty reason, but also because he specifically impacted me and a couple of my friends, and a lot of the people that I knew, with this decision. I used to go to UF, the University of Florida, that university that's in the swamp. The Gators, that place. And, oh lordy! I was a music major, as you might know. I went to college for music. And UF has never been the most, prestigious, is that a word? Prodigious? Prestigious, I think is a word. For having prestige. If it's not, I'm inventing it right now. It's not the most, like, well-renowned place for music. It does have a lot going for it, musically, in terms of its staff, in terms of, like, the options available to its music students. Especially the staff. The jazz program at UF is, like, it's a thing of beauty. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. UF got a big ol' grant at one point. Or they were about to get this big ol' grant at one point. And the thesis was... Oh, good lord, oh, good lord! I was outside of the ring, but that did not stop him. The thesis was that UF was going to become the next Juilliard. At least that's what the newly hired, like, pro-tier music staff were telling everybody. The cat has returned. Hello. UF was going to become, like, the next big thing in terms of music schools. And they had the money, they were about to have the money set aside to do it. And then Ron DeSantis got elected. And he said, no, you get none. You get nothing. Say goodbye to your music program. And this is before the Department of Education was, like, done away with in its effective entirety. This was foreshadowing for what was to come. Education no longer matters in the greater political world, which is a scary thing to think about. For all the issues that education has, and has had over the years. Like, I grew up in the No Child Left Behind policy times, where, like, it was not the best time to be a student, because more often than not, they were teaching something that you already had a full grasp on. And when they weren't, they were just like coming up with something. I remember I had a psychology teacher in college-level psychology, which was at my high school, who... This is gonna get insanely dark. So tune me out if, like, you're scared. I had a psychology teacher who told us that all men are inherently... I don't even want to say the word. It starts with an R and ends with a twist. That was this psychology teacher who was teaching psychology, college-level psychology. That was what she believed, that all men are inherently that thing. The ist. The, you know. I was taught that in high school. As though it were fact. It's no big surprise that I developed, like, a pretty dramatic disdain for greater education. But there is still a lot of value that education itself provides, and it would be, like, a shame to lose that entirely. Ron DeSantis doesn't care. That's the end of that conversation. No more. No more belly aching. Let's go back to the camo discussion. I like camo. Metal Gear Solid 3 brought camo and it was cool. I want to stream that game, I do. But I'm gonna wait. I have other games that I think I should stream first. Because, like, MGS3, it's a lot of just listening to David Bowie impersonators do dialogue. It's a lot of just listening to David Hayter do his grunts and groans as the story progresses. And I like that. I'm here for that. Don't get me wrong. Oh! Sweet mama jamma. It's a good time. It'll be a good stream when it happens. But it's gonna be a while before it happens. That much I can pretty much say with certainty. I have to stay up here and focus on the missile men for a bit. I hope someone took care of that shark. Looks like they did. Okay. Thanks, Missile Man. You always know how to throw a fork in my plans. What a guy. What a champion of the people. Anyways, no more of dark education talk. It's time to move on to talking about Splatoon and Salmon the Run, as we are currently doing. I just did like an hour and a half of one rotation, now half an hour of this rotation, and this is not a bad rotation by any means. I don't hate this. I think what I'm planning now for the rest of the day, maybe give this one a solid hour, like another like 20 or so minutes, and then we're gonna do egg work. These eggs really work. I might even change the stream title to that, who knows? I like extra work puns. Or, it's not even puns, it's just plays on extra words. Extra work words. I like them. They make me happy. I try to make the title of a stream a play on words whenever I have the opportunity. I'm not even gonna lie to you. My, my notes tab is filled with potential titles for the next streams. I think these through ahead of time. I like coming up with stream titles. What do you want from me? There are some things about streaming that I didn't expect I would, like, fall in love with so much. That's one of them. Making thumbnails for the VODs is another. It is such a blast to, like, draft something up in Photoshop or GIMP in, like, 5 minutes, and to just explore an idea you have. It really is a beauty. I've had a lot of fun putting up pretty much every thumbnail I've made so far, and I expect that I'll keep having fun with them. It's a silly time. It's easy to do as well. I didn't expect it to be so easy. But once you know your editing software, it's like, it's intuitive. You can just do what you want to do. It's just about coming up with an idea. Executing on it is like really simple. For me at least, I take screenshots, oh god, of the capture from the stream, and I kind of edit them together into something that at least says something to me. It really is fun, that bit. There's a lot of fun to streaming. I've yet to have a lot of chat engagement, but that's okay with me. To be entirely honest with you, I don't engage much when I'm in a chat. Like when I'm not streaming and I'm in somebody else's chat. I'm a bit of a lurker by that regard, and I choose to respect anyone who is. Oh good lord. That scared me to death. Like if people don't want to talk in the chat, that's cool. I didn't want to talk either in chat, so like, you do you. You're not gonna catch any criticism from me. I will, however, say, when people do talk to me in chat, at least so far in my experience, I am not the best at, like, reading aloud what has been said in chat and responding to it. Sometimes I'll just kind of respond to it and not even, like, mention who I'm responding to. I know that the better streamers, what they do, which is something that I'd love to incorporate, but it's less intuitive than you'd think. And that thing is reading the chat message aloud in a slightly different tone to indicate that it's the chat saying this and not the streamer. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Got a little surrounded there. I think we're good though. Okay, this is getting a little hellish. Thank you, Tri-Strikes! Beautiful! I didn't need to do this, but didn't stop me. There are a couple specials in Splatoon Salmon Run, Splatoon 3 Salmon Run, that you really have to find an opportunity to use. Some of them are universally useful. Tri-Strikes and Killer Whale, at any point, you can use those and pay dividends. Splashdown is a little bit more situational. Reef Slider is probably the most situational. Yeah, see, we don't know what to do with these specials. Yeah, you can save them so you can do a funny little SD at the end. A little self-destruct. That's a holdover from, like, Smash that I'm stuck with forever. That's what that's called to me. You jumped off a cliff and died? That's an SD, my friend. Oh, good lord, it's Megalodon. Come this way. It's not triumvirate, so I can kinda chill. I thought that would do more damage. I mean, it's not nothing. It's definitely not nothing. Where's he going? Whoa! Oh, I just turned him around. That's probably for the best, because there's eggs galore over here. I think we can do this. So long as there's no unforeseen disaster event, I think we have this. That was limp. We got this. Yeah, we totally got this. Woo! That's, in my opinion, the harder of the three King Salmonids. I didn't expect that with this comp. Especially with the Nova. Well, I'm glad we did it. Even if we only get, like, some bronze scales and 2 silver and no gold. I'm still glad. I have nothing to use my silver scales on. Like, what do I do? You tell me, you know? I've got my favorite slop suit. I even bought some of the other ones that, like, maybe one day I'll use. That was sad. Oh no! Well, I didn't think this through. I guess we're doing this now. Oh no! Ooh. I mean, I'm not gonna wear that, let's be real. I do need more special charge hats. But I'm not gonna wear this. Well, I guess we're doing this now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you were looking forward to the end of the stream. You're still getting it now, it's fine. It's fine. Wow. There's not really anything to get for me now. I feel like I've got just about every piece of gear in a quality that I enjoy having it in. So this is just free chunks, is what it is. Ooh, run speed hat. No, a special charge is better. For my purposes. We are getting a good amount of chunks, though. Yeah, we already went through the trouble of custom putting last-ditch effort on that hat. I'm not gonna switch it out for anything. That little Tron helmet I could do with a switch up on. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, so I could use bronze scales for some of these things. I like this parka, I won't lie. And I kinda want this on one hand, but it's a huge waste of scales on the other. But that's not the issue. We're talking about silver scales, which that's 408 of them. I don't know what to do with these. Like, I don't want the white slop suit because it's not all the way white. It's not even that white. Like, I've got the iridescent one. That's cool. Maybe one day we get the gold one. I do like this monochromatic gloop suit. I do find that to be cool, but not as cool as this, so I'm probably never gonna use it. And, like, where does that leave us? With, like, this banner? Nope. This banner? Am I really gonna, like, use that? The answer is no. I've got a camo banner. I'm happy. As you can tell, I like creative camo patterns. I think they're fun. And my title has a purple and green one, which is, like, really... Purple, green, and black? That's cool. That's unique camo. I'll use that. I've got 2 golden banners, but I would rather use this, to be frank. I've got a full queue of maybe 15 or so games on a list that I would like to stream at my earliest convenience. I mentioned Kirby Air Ride's probably going to be the next one. I think I mentioned this on another stream, but like, there's a couple RPGs that I want to play. But that's its own issue. On one hand, like, streaming RPGs is, you know, people don't really particularly watch those. Which is probably a good thing, because I will be embarrassing myself trying to do voices for all these characters and reading all this dialogue with my, like, hidden dyslexia powers. What am I doing? When I'm in, like, one of these rooms in between games, I'm, like, fully on autopilot. I don't know why. My hands just kind of do the things they do. If you watch the Turf War stream especially... Holy shit. I was just inking the floor without even thinking about it. What was the point? I don't know. I don't know why I was doing that. I was doing it. I sure was. Every single time in between rounds. The only times, like, I wasn't doing that is when I had a little bit of thought put into my actions. And I was like, I need to work on my flicks. I need to flick from target to target for a bit so that I don't mess this up for the rest of my, like, time playing today. God, I love this gun. Oh, what am I doing? Nautilus is one of my favorite guns in the game. I mentioned earlier that, like, a lot of the weapons in this game are just TF2 weapons with a twist. Like, Explosher is the loose cannon, but you don't have to charge up every single shot like the loose cannon does. So that's like a strict buff on the loose cannon. And it paints like crazy, so the new stat is great. Nautilus, first of all, the big drawback to Heavy's miniguns in TF2 is the rev time. You can't shoot until you've revved for a good minute. And that revving puts you into the slowest movement speed you can imagine. That's not the best, but it makes sense considering how much of a powerhouse Heavy really can be. I think it's probably for the best for the balance of that specific game. But in this game, you can just charge a tiny little bit, and you can start firing immediately. That is incredibly useful. Not to mention, this is the Nautilus. So you can swim around, you can move at your maximum speed, and then immediately start shooting again. That is awesome. Another strict buff from TF2 guns. And in TF2, miniguns are not, like, the most ranged weapons in the game. By a long shot. In fact, they're among the least ranged weapons in the game. It's like you have Pyro at the very bottom, NG, then Heavy. In terms of their maximum weapon range. Rather, their maximum effective weapon range. Heavy can be a bit of a monster at a long range with the Tomislav. But even that is, like, not always the most effective you could be with Heavy. Being able to, like, fire without revving up too long and being able to move at a quick speed if you have a bunch of run speed, that is a crazy change coming from TF2, and it's kind of what made me fall in love with Slatlings in the first place. Yeah, that's the trend with me and the weapons in this game. My favorite weapons end up being the ones that are just a twist on a TF2 weapon. I thought I would like snipers more. I ended up not enjoying chargers, and I think that's just because it takes a lot of time to get good with them. I can have some fun with pencil, just because you don't have to, you know, charge up every single shot. But the fun of sniper in TF2, to me, was quickscoping. Oh god. Like, you could just delete players one after the other, as long as your aim was true. That was very fun to me. In this game, I'll admit, it's probably for the best balance-wise. Because the sniper in TF2, how balanced that class is a, like, frustration among the player base. So having the sniper charge in between every shot, I think that's a nice way to go about nerfing the weapon. But it does lead to a much slower class, and more specifically, a class that, like, when you miss your shots, you really, really feel it. Not to say you didn't in TF2, but, you know, you miss a quickscope, you just quickscope again, try again. In this game, you miss a shot, you have a full second of charge time minimum. Unless your name is Squiffer. Why didn't that work? I hit the A button. What happened? Why didn't I throw my egg? I was full on ink. What happened? Oh god. Alright, I'll take this guy out. Okay, or I won't. That was a little embarrassing. Oh, thank god he ignored me. This is getting a little hectic. We've had a lot of Japanese players in our lobbies today. I don't know what that is. We're not playing at a particularly odd time. I would call this, like, prime time for Splatooning. Oh lord, did I just leave the shark over here? Nope, he's going to my friend, who is probably gonna die. He survived! That was beautiful! I'm dead. I'm alive.
Wow.
It's a shame that falsetto can't be picked up on this microphone with the double pop filters. It better really, like, pay off with the sound quality. Like I said, like, a good while ago, I like to make soft sounds on stream. Some of my softer sounds are funny to me, so I like to record them. But this is not gonna let me do that, like, at all. I have to be very loud and direct. I have to kind of project my voice a little bit, which is... Ugh. I don't want to do that. Well, I'll do one more of these, and then I think it's time for some egg work. I might even update the stream title. I think I will. I think I'm gonna set that up. So, last stream, I mentioned how I put up a block in between the cat and the keyboard. The cat's in the key- okay, sorry. I put up a block there. I didn't want her pushing the buttons and muting me like she did the last Splatoon stream. That was a tragedy is what that was. So, I put up a block. And she completely ignored it and muted me anyways. Now we got 2 blocks. There is no physical way for her to walk past the blocks. She has lost the ability to mute me. I hope. A big asterisk on that. Big asterisk. If the cat mutes me ever again, I don't know where to go with that. But there is an issue with this. The blocks. They cover a bit of a corner of my screen, and I typically don't need this corner because it's just where I set up the title and the stream category. But what that also does mean is that it's where I change them. So I need to see it a little bit, and I can't. I think in between rounds I'm gonna mute myself so I can edit that. I have to be in a very specific position with this mic. If I'm, like, too close, you start hearing my sibilance. If I'm too far, it sounds like I'm in the other room. You don't want that. Oh, good lord. I bet you'd, like, laser somebody else, huh? Yippee! Yeah, I think I will change the title in between this and the egg work. Good old egg work. Never change. This rotation of egg work did not look particularly interesting to me. I won't lie to you. Oh, we messed up, buddy. Just leave it to me. I Splatling. Unga bunga. Traditionally, like I think I said at the beginning of the stream, I've always been a fan of extra work. I think it's a really cool concept. And I think it's executed on pretty well. It's just a shame that, like, when you're solo queuing it, you never know if your teammate has, you know, never done a round of this rotation before. I'm about to be that guy. I'm about to be the new guy. I held off on playing egg work just for this stream, I guess. I guess this is a word now. Wow, I guess I threw a bomb into that shark. I didn't mean to, but I will take it. I'm jetpack. I could probably go over there and deal with him. Okay, there's two. I have to. The one thing about jetpack in this mode is it feels really inconsistent. It's one of the specials like Crab, where you have to have a plan ahead of time. You have to know exactly what you're going to do, otherwise you'll just, like, not be very useful. That happens way more often than not, especially with Crab. With Crab, if you use it at the wrong time, you just die instantly. It's like, oh, why did I even have a Crab? What's wrong with me? I'm just having fun painting. And this guy shows up. Let me paint. Man, I'm really glad I ended up enjoying this game as much as I did. Splatoon itself. I didn't have very high expectations. I just saw a couple streams by a random streamer and I was like, man, that actually looks like exactly what I want in a video game right now. Which is just like a twist on TF2. That's what I'm in the mood for. I play a lot of TF2, but I don't always want to sit at my computer. I don't want to have to clean my mousepad every month because the cat likes to sleep on it. I don't want to have to deal with that. Sometimes I just want like a simple console game with motion controls. Mandatory. Yeah, without motion controls, there is not a chance in hell I'd be able to play this game. The arthritis would run way too deep. I feel bad for people that, like, stick with sticks just because it's what they know. It's a learning curve, I'll admit, learning motion controls in this game, but it's a constant feedback loop of improvement and reward for your improvement. It's not even funny. The feelings you get from, like, doing a flick to a target like that, it's awesome. It really is, like, peak gaming. I might even like motion control flicks more than keyboard and mouse flicks. Or mouse flicks, I guess. And mouse flicks are very, very fun. If you've been like a twin stick... It's not called twin stick. What do you even call that? If you've been a sticks player, let's just call it that. Your whole life, like you grew up on Halo, and you've only played on console games. Going to, keyboard and mouse will be a beautiful thing for you. Your consistency will suddenly shoot up like crazy. And I think the same could be said for motion controls. I really do. Alright. It's time. It's time for egg work. Give me just 1 second while I mute myself. That rotation does not look particularly conducive to a good time, but we'll make do. Alright, I'm back. I'm unmuted. Oh god, I'm too close. I need some water. I swear to god. If you can hear me swallowing water through 2 pop filters, but you can't hear me speaking in falsetto, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose my mind. I used to think falsetto was like a horrible gimmick, and it should just be avoided like the plague, especially in a singing capacity. But I stumbled into this band. Their genre, indie folk. You heard me right. Whee! Indie folk. That's one of those genres that, like, we don't know how to describe our music. We're just gonna go with what it kind of sounds like. But I stumbled into this band in, I think, a Spotify recommended playlist, which these days I don't really recommend using. It seems that it just, like, you know, recommends whatever it's been paid to recommend, rather than what it thinks you'll actually enjoy. My trust in corporate America is at an all-time low. If it's possible that they're doing something not for your benefit, but for your money, it's likely. But anyways, I stumbled into this band called Little Tybee, T-Y-B-E-E, through this song called More Like Jason. The singer of Little Tybee, all falsetto. Exclusively falsetto. It's a dude. And my god, does he make it work. It has completely flipped on my opinion on its head. I no longer know how to feel about falsetto. It's really easy to do falsetto poorly, but that guy makes it sound so effortless and, like, it's so pleasing to the ear. My god. I can't recommend that shit enough. If you're, like, interested in checking out a new band, look into Little Tybee. Really, really crazy. That whole album with More Like Jason, it's just, like, back-to-back bangers. Like, Golden Delilah, The Alchemist. Like, there's just so many good songs on that album. And it's not the only good album they have. I'm getting into what I'm saying. The cat is not happy. The cat thinks I'm upset, like screaming at the chat right now. The cat in the chat. Oh, is it gonna be this way every single time? I forgot, I'm the only one that hasn't played this wave before. So my team probably knows what they're doing a whole lot better than I do. Okay, I can now see why they went with the Clash Blaster and the Big Swig. The Clash Blaster is hands down the best filter in the game when it comes to glowflies. The glowfly lessers, at least. Yeah, we could just set up here. He's right. He's completely right. And having the Big Swig as backup for that, that's awesome. Oh god, it's me. That's on me. That's completely my fault. See, if I'd played this one before, I might know that that was gonna happen. These guys are probably upset that we're missing any eggs whatsoever. Which, I mean, if you're going for gold, that's probably what you're gonna get. Just constantly upset at the players who aren't too familiar. Which, right now, is unfortunately me. I'm the liability. I'm the problem. Oh god, what have I done? Yes, the roller is here, thank god. Yeah, I'll booyah. Mastermind is probably upset. Oh, he booyah'd anyways. What a champ. Mastermind was the Clash Blaster that was, like, getting it. He went in deep. Is it really? Is this what the next wave is? Is it a dark wave? No, it's just a low tide. Okay. I gotta start getting used to the spawns and what's gonna happen. And taking note of things. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I get to be dualies the whole time! That's another thing that I actually really like about egg work. You get to stick with your favorite weapon most of the time. You don't get typically forced on too many weapons you hate. Which, I can already tell you, I'm gonna queue up with dualies every single time. Whatever weapon you have equipped when you queue up is typically the one that you'll get. Not always, though. Sometimes, like, if it's matching you up with other players, there'll be other players that have that weapon equipped, so it'll give it to them. But it's good that you can at least, like, put the odds in your favor. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be picking dualies every time. I'll tell you that much. I don't like the Clash Blaster in this mode. Even if it's, like, you know, pretty good for what it is. I guess I'll deal with this. Nope, I'm not a dualies player at the moment. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Stinger. You're very, very good. Very good job, Stinger. What happened to my sniper? I see. Yeah, we gotta take care of these guys. That's the one thing I can see being a problem with the dualies. It's not that easy to handle them. Fish sticks. Like, you can hit them from below, but like with the Nova, it takes 2 shots per. But your range is severely, like, hindered compared to it. So you can't just spray them down from wherever. You have to go directly below. And on this wonky map, with, like, the different levels, like, you can see this, it's going up and down. It's crazy. Oh wow, yeah, they're on it. They know the first thing that happens is a missile man appears and he must be dealt with. That's good. I don't know, should I stick with the same group every time? It is solo queue after all, so like... It's not like we can communicate or plan much to begin with. The dualies are definitely going to be the egg grabber of this group, because they're also, like... They're the most self-sustaining weapons of this group. You can't always protect yourself with a sniper. Big Swig's DPS is not the best. And Clash Blaster it's Clash Blaster. What more do you want me to say? Uh-oh, the misery. Clash Blaster. It's so weak in every mode it's in. That's one thing I don't know that I'll ever understand. There is such a large portion of the player base that just hates the Clash Blaster. It has no options. It can't do anything. Just play it from a safe distance. You will win. It's okay. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, we lose this one. That's alright, though. Oh, I have something embarrassing to share. My first ever extra work. I didn't know you wanted the hazard level to go up as high as possible so that you could, you know, get more eggs from more bosses. I didn't know that. It was on Marooner's Bay, and I straight up... I was puppy guarding the egg basket. Teammates would throw eggs near the basket, and I would throw them away. I was awful. I can turn the bind off now. I think I'm gonna do that. Yeah, that made me a horrible person. I didn't get the memo. And when everyone on your team doesn't have the memo, any of these cooperative game modes is a major pain. If I learned anything from my tricolor turf war playing last Splatoon stream. Good lord. If a player doesn't get the memo, it pisses in the pot. No one else gets to have a good time. And I was throwing the game, basically. My goal was to make it sure we got through the wave, but didn't overshoot so far that our hazard level would go crazy. I didn't get the memo. Like, what more is there to be said? Ink Master! We got the Ink Master! We win, guys. Fat W, Ink Master required. We got this one in the bag. Every once in a while I see someone do that where they stand on the basket and they go like flying like crazy high into the sky. I don't know how to do that. Wow. I just got really close to the mic, I apologize. I realized I knocked over the blocks so that I could read what I was changing the stream title to. But the cat is now here. She's on the desk. I need to know how she'll interact with an immovable object. Like the foam blocks. Man, I wish Big Swig was good. Not in this mode. I think it's pretty good in this mode, but if it was good in multiplayer, that'd be neat. People really hate the Clash Blaster in this game. Not in this mode, again. But like in multiplayer, the thought process seems to be, it's just so free. They get to kill you for free without having to aim. But let's be real here. The DPS on just AoE is laughable. It's what, a 4-shot kill? You have enough time to out DPS it with every gun in the game. Just kill him before he kills you. Don't take the bad positions. Win. Profit. It's fine, it's just a Clash Blaster. He's like bottom 5 weapons in the game. What's he gonna do to you? Beg you to come close? It's like fighting a demo knight in TF2, and you're the pyro. Like, he's not gonna win unless you die of guilt. If you, like, killbind, that's his win con. It's his only option. Oh, we're doing that? Okay. I wanted to be useful. Oh, sweet Jesus. Yeah, us alternating between using the wall and not using the wall is a recipe for disaster. Okay, let's get some ink, and let's get this done. This is a good backup if the Clash Blaster is not, like, doing what he's supposed to do. I think on this map, the best place to do goldies is around the basket. Because it does force them to funnel to a very specific spot. Oh lord. Uh-oh, I'm sorry, Ink Master. I'm so sorry. You gotta come to me. I can't move. No! Let's be honest, we saw that coming. Everybody saw that coming. I'll get you, Ink Master. If you don't know why I'm, like, you know, moving so slow with the roller, if you barely move at all, you waste less of your ink tank. That was on me. I didn't have my heart in the aiming there. Well, it's a good thing we beat the wave. Although the last guys we were with sure put that to shame. Sixer? That's a name. So, I mentioned a little earlier that I've pivoted. I did want to talk about this later. My Xenoblade X playthrough that I'm in now has become the 100% playthrough. So when the game comes out, I'll just stream it and do a casual playthrough instead. That'll work out. Assuredly. Wow, Big Swig does not have a lot of options here. But I have never, in any Xenoblade game, said as often as I am in this run, Monolith Soft, what were you thinking? Good lord, what was the plan? There are so... For a game that I generally think plays the best out of any Xenoblade, There are so many laughably bad design decisions. And it's not just the obvious, too. It's not just like, okay, you can't read the text on screen. You just can't. It's the tiniest thing you'll ever see. It goes way deeper than that. Like, for this mission, we didn't give you an objective location. We didn't give you anywhere on your map that's an objective. We just generally told you that an enemy type drops this item, and there are 6 of this enemy type, and only 1 of them drops the item. You just have to have known. You just have to have known. Ooh, that was a lot of jump ropes at once. Are we gonna lose? What? I could have sworn that was a 30, not a 20. Yeah, this team is not all that with it. Oh well. Anyways, there have been so many moments in my Xenoblade X playthrough right now where I'm just sad. Just like, I want to do this thing. Why are you making me waste an hour of my time just to complete a side quest? It's constant. It's happening so often. Which is such a shame, because the side quests of that game, there are so many good ones, the plot lines are incredible. In a game with a generally lackluster plot, the side quests are really where it's at. There are some crazy cool moments. A lot more is done with the sci-fi premise than any other Xenoblade. And that, don't get me wrong, that is like, I know the sci-fi premise is very, very well expanded on in Xenoblade 2. And not as much in 3, but like in 2 especially, we went balls deep into the sci-fi. I hope I don't regret saying that. I'm a sucker for a good idiom. So much, in fact, that I started, like, taking notes on which idioms I find to be, like, really good. Like, oh, that's a good idiom. Better write that down in a list. They're just taking the eggs. I don't think we got this. Someone's gotta get that egg. Oh, Sixer picked it up. No way! You're kidding me! You're kidding me! I must have not been the host, is what just happened. Which makes sense, because if I was the host, I would have gotten the dualies instead of Sixer. I'm not gonna lie, I would prefer that camo to the black and green. I like the black and green, don't get me wrong. You know what? I'm gonna start doing this. I'm gonna start placing the zoom in the middle so I can quickly get to where I need to go. I use that feature so often. So often. I need to change weapons. And to do that, I need to click extra work first. Dualies. We're good. I don't see me putting too much time in on this extra work. I am gonna, like, play it out. I'm gonna at least get the double super bonus. If there is a double super bonus. But I don't see much staying power with this game mode unless you have a group you're playing with. If you have a group you're playing with, it can be a genuinely good time to do extra work. But you really do need a group that, you know, loves min-maxing in Salmon Run. Which typically, if you find a group that loves Salmon Run, they don't love min-maxing in Salmon Run, they just love playing the mode. That's me. I just love playing the mode. I definitely did love min-maxing in Salmon Run at some point. Overfishing has a way of, like, sneaking up on you and becoming something you really want to do. Like, you get even slightly into the nitty-gritty of, like, I wonder what's for dinner. I wonder what weapons are good in Salmon Run. I wonder what maps are good in Salmon Run. And then 30 minutes later, you're watching an overfisher give you his personal take on how every boss should be handled. It's a slippery slope. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Thank god. It's a really slippery slope, but it's cool. The more people that enjoy overfishing, the better the community is at Salmon Run. So, that's good. I like that. I like overfishers. Let them do their due. Oh, thanks for blocking that, Mary. One thing I will say... good lord. I feel bad for the people that, like, heavily invested into Salmon Run. So much so that they got the gold nameplate. The gold banner, I guess it's called. I feel bad that, like, suddenly, 2 years after the game came out, they made it so... you, what's the word? They made it so you get gold scales from your daily rewards. Like, you don't need to specifically play an obscene amount of Salmon Run to get gold scales anymore. It's less of a badge of honor now. More people have it than ever. It still does, like, demand a whole hell of a lot of playtime in Salmon mode, but not as much as it once did. My job as the sniper is to focus fire the— oh god, we're dead. Focus fire the goldies. Oh, Clash Blaster, you were there the whole time? You just had to turn around. Just turn around, please, no! Oh, lordy. They didn't get the memo, and I didn't get my weapon, so I'm not as versatile. Yeah, pen is a very specialized weapon in this game. Sorry, pencil. Crayon. Does that make anyone else happy that in French, pencil is crayon? I don't know what crayon is. That part of French class didn't really stick with me too well. Please, please, filters for your job! I know I'm out of position, I get it. Oh god. This is not going so well. Not that you needed me to tell you that. It was obvious. Don't laugh. I will not be booyahing, I will be jumping off a cliff instead. In protest. Yeah, that's the thing. At least there's 2 weapons that can filter. So, theoretically... oh, good lord, he's not letting him come near. Yeah, thank you. Who is that? So I can know. The dualies? Yeah, you just go solo that entire group of enemies. Let's see how that works out for you. Who could have seen this coming? He's dead. Insert name. You fool! Missing the memo in Salmon Run. It's a little harder than missing the memo in Tricolor Battle. Missing the memo in Tricolor Battle, for some reason, it's the easiest thing to do. People just don't get it. The attacking teams work together, or they lose together. It's like, it's so obvious, but somehow, a very large portion of players just completely miss the memo. In this game, it's a little bit harder to miss the memo outright. In Salmon mode, at least. But the drawbacks are immensely painful. Like you saw, if your filter is not filtering and is instead obsessed with doing the funny exploit where all of the goldies and chums swarm around the same spot, I mean, it's cool. Yes, it's great. It's great having them all in one spot. Great! We can't get those eggs if they're gonna continue swarming there. And if you're not filtering, we're gonna lose. This is why you want, like, friends to play with in this mode, so that you can complain at them. Oh, lordy. This is the wave that we've lost on every time. I'm almost willing to place a bet that we will lose on this wave exclusively for the entire run. You know what? We didn't get many eggs in the last couple waves, so it's possible that the hazard level is low enough for these guys to get through it. I have my doubts. I'm doing the thing, aren't I? I'm like blaming the team for the losses, even if it is their fault. It's not cool to do that. Oh, man. I'm sorry, chat. That's not cool. I'm trying to be better about that, like I said. It's just like, it's sometimes a big pain. It's times like these that I'm reminded it's a good thing that Nintendo did not put a voice chat system in this game. Oh lordy, the slander directed at 5-year-olds would be incalculable in quantity. Well, that was embarrassing. It would be a real travesty if you gave, like, Putz 12 a direct line to any given 12-year-old. That'd be an easy way to just, like, completely destroy a child's psyche. Oh, come on, you know that's not what I intended to do. God damn it. I looked away for 1 second. Now I'm in hell. I'll throw another wave breaker, I don't care. Just bring me back. Oh god. Can't say I didn't expect that. You know, even if the cannon didn't, like, magnetically pull me into it, I don't see us winning that wave with this group. That guy's banned. That guy's name is banned. That's great. Like, he's been banned from all of Splatoon. All is all should be. So you take the good with the bad when it comes to solo queue. On one hand, it's really fun seeing the RNG in action. Getting paired up with 3 strangers with the funniest names you've ever read. And, like, more than quirky behavior. It's a blast. I love that. I love getting that. But you don't get that without games where players just don't know what they're supposed to be doing and kind of sabotage your game unintentionally. You can't get both. I mean, you can't get one or the other. You get both. What? What do you want? The cat is upset. Why are you upset? It's a shame. Having 2 pop filters means that you will probably never hear the cat anymore on another stream. It won't happen. I'm gonna get launched this time. No! I think you have to ensure that you're on the middle as it's coming out. And it kind of pushes you off, as you can see. Oh boy, I can't wait to watch this VOD back and have my audio be like obtusely quiet. Where's the boss monsters? There's the boss monsters. Yay! Well, I guess I'm Clash Blaster now, which means we've done every weapon. That's cool. Yeah, I don't particularly enjoy Clash in this mode. I think it's 50 damage in the AoE, which isn't particularly bad, but I'd take either Rapid Blaster any day. Except, like, with the one caveat being, this thing is a monster in Glowfly waves. I think I'm gonna do what Mastermind did in Game 1, and I'm just gonna, like, chill here during the Glowflies. My cat has this really silly thing where, like, she'll scream for a minute or so, and when she realizes that her scream is having no effect and she's gotten as loud as she's willing to, she'll start going to other members of my household and screaming at them. Like, can you believe what I gotta put up with, is what she's saying. I'm screaming and it's not working. And everyone's like, oh, you poor baby. I'm sorry about your screaming. It's okay, it'll be alright. Just hang in there. After this stream ends, I am gonna listen to that little Ty B album again. I haven't listened in a while, and I've talked about it enough that I'm, like, craving a good listening now. I'd love it if the rest of the team came here, but I don't foresee them doing it. Even if it's best for them, I don't foresee that. I'm just gonna influence them by taking away their support and staying here. Well, I guess we're committed to the exploit. That's cool. Yeah, see, the wall exploit's all well and good, and if you didn't know about it, it's kind of a revelation. It's really cool to suddenly know about it. But if I'm being real with you, if you have the weapons that don't need that exploit, like if you have Clash Blaster or a Roller, don't use them. Just don't. It's just gonna result in more eggs being further away from the basket. Well, that's the one problem with Clash. It's not very good at killing goldies. We can beef up this hazard level, no problem. I will say, the ink consumption on this thing... Ink consumption? I think I just said ink conception. It's a little bit worse than I remember. Not that that matters. You have fun up there, dualies? Did you have fun up there the whole game? Ugh. Nothing destroys a team in Glowflies more than not being on the same page. Even if you have the better strategy, if your entire team is using the worst strategy, you have to just, like, bend the knee, do what they're doing. I decided that this round I was not gonna do that, specifically because I thought it might be possible. With two strong filters to just do our own thing. Well, you saw what happened. Sometimes it was, other times it was pain. You can see in real time as my aim gets lazier and lazier. Thank you, Squid Man. I think I have to go on a destroy mission. Nope, someone else got the thing. The big tower of pots. Look at him jumping. What a crazy man. That took 2 shots. I think that was the spark. So it makes sense that that wasn't a lot of damage. But still. Oh, good lord. Flyfish missiles. Okay. We can win this wave. And enter... Oh wait, this is just wave 3? Never mind. Wow, we're gonna win this wave and we're gonna get back to wave 4 where we lose. Well, that was painful. This team lost pace. We started letting everyone get away with their missiling and their stingering. And the drizzling, and the flipper-flopping, and the snaking. Oh, you darn kids and your drizzling. Alright, this is the great filter this wave. This is where we always seem to lose. Okay, yep, Cell, you could do that. Thank you for leaving, Cell. I appreciate it. You're a real one. Yeah, Cell is actually a real one. I can say that verifiably. He took out the stingers last wave. He was helping me filter the other wave. Cell is a real one. Well, that's a weird thing that I've just done with that snake. Get out of there, Cell. You have to live. I trust you. I believe in you, Cell. Wow, that was some lazy aiming. Someone's gotta do it. It had to be done. Am I dead? I think I'm gonna use both tri-strikes this wave. We're gonna go for it. We're gonna try to win. Oh, good lord. Yikes. Yeah, we got no eggs in the last, like, 10 seconds because I was off killing the bosses. Well, what can you do? I hate to say it, this is kind of par for the course for egg work. I've played many an extra work shift and not gotten through the final wave. And this is a relatively weak weapon comp. It's good into glowflies, that can be said. Nutmeg. Nutmeg is upset. She's not getting the attention she wants, so she's just taken to sitting in a corner of the room and screaming over and over again in like a really sad tone. A sad, defeated voice going, "Ah, ah." Nutmeg, it's okay. You get so much attention every second of every day. Just let me stream. Just let me stream. Oh no, I need the dualies. Gimme, gimme. Yippee. Yeah, if this pop filter wasn't on, I am sure you would hear her. I do have a couple other filters like compression and whatnot. But she's loud. She's very, very loud. The longer I play extra work, the more I start to get it. Oh, Cell's back! Yippee, I love Cell! Yay. Unfortunately, these two freaks are back with them, I think. I think these are the same guys as last round. Whoa! I told you it could happen. I told you you could go flying. So it's the first monster, it's a scrapper, and we stranded him up there. Okay. I'm gonna get ready for the next guy. Sometimes I can do extra work for a couple of hours. I don't think today is one of those days. I think I got like 1 hour in me at most of egg work. Really, really sad. But at least we got 3 hours of other rotations first. This is still gonna be a relatively long stream. Come on. Hit the shark. You know what's really scary now? I use YouTube a lot. Like, not strictly for uploading either. It's like my go-to media platform of choice. For a number of reasons, but mostly ease of access. Because YouTube is owned by Google, it's really going a little bit nuts with AI. You might have noticed that now, after watching any video, where your comments section is, instead of giving you, like, you know, someone else's comment on display, and maybe, like, a blank text box for you to type in. What you get now is really sad. You get an AI assuming what it thinks you could say to add to the conversation. And like 99.9% of the time, when it's not just like an inoffensive thing to say, it's just like, it adds nothing to the comment section whatsoever. It's like, why would you want me to say that? Why would you want anyone to comment that? I have to go up here, I don't have a choice, I'm a sniper. I've become what I hate. How did you die? Oh, it's the dualies from last game. Yeah, he's not exactly with it. Okay, it's me again, I guess. Well, we're gonna be stuck on this wall for all of eternity. I don't want to be. I want Cell to take care of things. Cell has the clash this time. Can you do it, Cell? Can you do it? Oh god. I'm coming down here. Let's get it done. Oh, Cell's dead. Oh, good lord. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this exploit when your team could already handle the glowflies by themselves. You don't really need this, and if anything, it's making it less possible to collect the eggs. Because now, every time you go to collect them, there's like a swarm of freaks there. It's just a swarm of... Ah! Cell! No! My brother. Well, that didn't paint my feet whatsoever. I was like, here's the plan. I'm gonna shoot a straight line and I'm gonna swim across that line onto the wall. Pain. Big pain. Please stop making me play pencil. It's not making me happy. It's not what the heart wants. I'll take any other weapon in the comp, even Clash. Just please. And pencil isn't bad in this mode. That's worth saying. Oh, Cell. Oh, that was embarrassing. It's just very specialized, this gun. It can slay bosses, and only specific bosses, and that's about it. Tinfoil's gonna die. He had all the time in the world to get out of that. I missed, I'm sorry. You have to live with it. You have to live with your mistakes. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate because you can't mow through a crowd like you could with other snipers. It doesn't have piercing. It's got high damage per shot, and it's got some mobility. But still, it's a bit of a pain. I'm gonna go take care of the cannon men. Yeah, Tinfoil, you go ahead and do that, even though it was already done, and the entire team kind of needed you back at base. As crazy as the name Tinfoil implies. Shark got a little lost. Yeah, I'm sorry, Cell. I have to leave this team after this. I love you. Believe me. If we see each other again, I'll shake your hand. I'll kiss your cheek. We'll get through this. But not with these goons. Oh yeah? You say that like I wasn't in your last lobby. I know! It's coming out. Oh god. The inner hatred. I can't suppress it. When the this way spam starts happening, I can't suppress the hatred I feel. How about this? We're gonna throw your game and we're gonna spam this way the whole time. That's typically what this way spam is indicative of. Not to say it's useless. I've said this in a previous stream, but like, There's a couple situations where this way is a really helpful thing to be able to say to the entire team at once. This was not one of those times. Oh god. That is extremely terrifying to see. Oh good. My squid roll failed. I'm a failure. It's over. That is a menace, is what that is. Tinfoil, please. Tinfoil, please. Okay. Okay. I'm resigned to this. We're never gonna be wave 4. These guys don't know what they're doing. Not a single one of them has recognized the threat that 3 stingers and a missile man presents. They're just gonna keep dying to it. Wavebreaker, go! Get them! Oh boy, that was sad. That was really, really sad. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna leave this lobby. We're gonna wait 30 seconds. And then we're gonna queue again. And we're gonna hope in that 30 seconds they found themselves a new teammate to throw the game for. It's in full force today. The toxicity is out in full force right now. I am so sorry. Something about cooperative experiences and getting paired with, like, saboteurs. It really brings out the worst in me. I wonder how that captured. I just threw a water bottle into a trash can, and it made a lot of noise. Like a lot of noise. Oh, sweet Jesus. You know, this is a good time for something. Chat member banned. The chat has been cleansed. It's not true. That's the old adage. Whenever a streamer goes AFK for 30 seconds, they're banning somebody. Who's it gonna be? I finally figured out how to ban on a whim, by the way. I found a system that works for me for that. Like I mentioned in the last stream, it's a good thing that everyone's been so well behaved in my chat rooms when they chat. Because, good lord, I did not have bans at the ready. I do now. Easy. Well, I know the title was These Eggs Really Work. I'm starting to believe they don't. I'm starting to believe the eggs, in fact, do not work. Alright, Juno, let's get this together. You and me. Whee! Good job, Juno. We're on the same page as far as, like, launching ourselves out of the basket goes. Do you hear the cat? Did you hear the cat just now? I hope not. I get to check the timestamp, and I get to check. Haha. She's just looking up at the stream over and over again like, what's so important about this computer? Why must you speak to it and not to me? I love my cat, don't get me wrong. I know I complain about her quite a bit because she, like... she's got all sorts of power. She's committed some pretty grave offenses. She's muted me for multiple minutes at a time. She's a little saboteur. I love her nonetheless. She's just very loving and very funny, so I can't bring myself to hate her. She is Nutmeg, the all-powerful. Well, you get it, Breaker. Proud of you. At least we're not the pencil again. I forgot to switch weapons, but the game hasn't really been caring lately about what weapon I... Oh my god, are you kidding me? You know there's eggs over here, right? Jesus, I have a whole different tone of voice. When I'm upset by randos, I have a whole different tone of voice. That's so crazy. Well, I guess that'll make it easier for you. Now you'll be able to know if I'm really upset by something or not. Alright, yeah, you do your deal. You don't have to move yet, they're not here. Well, I guess they're doing the exploits. They didn't get the memo from this guy. Yeah, this team's all over the place. Whatever. At least my dude Juno is, like, with it. Or is he the one that was sabotaging us? I think he was the one that was sabotaging. Yeah. Oh well. I got you, Breaker. Okay, just do that whenever things hit the fan. Into our loving arms. Oh, it just keeps targeting Juno. That's really unfortunate. We're getting funny RNG. The one player without a clue gets all of the power. I'm just gonna throw some things in the basket. We have so many eggs over here. You just keep doing your job. We'll work together. It'll be great. You and me, Breaker. Oh god. Woo! Where did that guy come from? I didn't know we had a fourth teammate. Talking crazy talk. Well, this is bad. I want to put this in the basket. No. Oh. Spinning out of stress. Alright, here's the plan. I think we play this one out. Oh no. He's dead. I think we play one more. That better get him. It didn't get him. What happened? What did he do? Did he hide behind a wall? Wait a minute, did he clip through the floor? No way. He died at a very odd time. I've had that happen before. Where, like, in between waves, you clip through the ground and you're dead. I've never actually had it, like... I only had it happen between the boss wave and the regular waves, so who knows? Maybe it's possible, like in a regular wave. Maybe that guy just threw himself off a cliff. For the reasons that... I have the desire to do the same. Oh yeah, I gotta hit him twice. You know Clash Blaster is weak when you can direct one of those guys and they're still just completely fine. You wanna go up there? Yeah, you do it, Juno. Yeah, Pencil's doing his job. It's a shame that we have, like, at least one player in this group who's not getting the memo. Oh god! Are these just gonna float? That's really cool. It's really cool. Oh my god, that's awesome. I've never seen that before. I've seen them, like, slowly float down from a height. I've never seen them, like, float eternally. New mechanic unlocked. I'll save you. Alright, here we are. Welcome to Cohawks. Welcome to the wave that we've lost every single round on. Yippee! I have tri-strikes. This could be a whole different story. As long as I'm in the right place at the right time, I'm gonna strike the combo of 3 missile men and, no, 3 stingers and a missile man. Uh-oh. Thank you for the boost. No, Breaker, my friend. My friend Breaker is dead. Oh yeah, that does no damage, I forget. What are you this way in for? I don't think that was a very useful this way, chat. Now I'm judging every this way that's said. I think it might be time for me to stop. I think I'm gonna give one more egg work run a go. In the past, I think I'm gonna give one more attempt at an egg run. And then I should probably quit. It's kind of weird, you know? I was having a lot of, like, fun with the regular rotation. Like, they weren't particularly good weapon comps, but I was having a good time. Get these Breaker, let's get it. Woohoo! You know, I guess it really did take cannons. That's one thing that I don't use too often. I don't use the cannons. I know they're really good, but they're also really good at getting you killed. And in a solo queue environment where you can't, like, have friends communicate to you and a shark is, like, sneaking up on you or a missile's targeting you, you know, it's a little hairy. And it's just a regular old wave. 20 eggs. If we can win, that'd be neat. No, Breaker, bring him down here. Okay. That's fine, I guess. Who's dead? How? How did you... Juno. Oh, Juno. Never change. That's our Juno. We're in unfamiliar territory. I have no idea what's gonna happen on this wave. This isn't gonna kill me, right? Correct. Oh my god. It scared me so badly. Is that Missile Man still alive? Oh, good. We got cannons. Where's the cannon man at? In the corner. Oh, lordy. That was not the best tri-strike, but I'm sure it accomplished something. There's so many eggs up here. I need to be on egg collecting duty. I can win this, thanks to their valiant efforts at the cannons. That is not the A button. Oh my god. I'm throwing. We have this. We totally have this. Yippee! For fireworks. Hey. It's okay, we won. Why are you attacking me? Oh, because I didn't use those tri-strikes earlier? I was saving them for a very specific time, and then this team just kind of handled that. So, that's cool. Props to them. The first win of the day. It's not a lot of eggs. At all. But, you know. A W is a W. We take those. 53! No, they were using cannons. I can't give myself credit for that. Well, if I wanted to stay with them, it's over anyways. I will give it one more run. One more egg to work. And then I'm calling it. I was having a lot of fun with the double rotations. I think I'm gonna make a trend of doing that. Every time I have an opportunity to do 2 rotations, I'm gonna do it. 2 rotations, 1 stream. I can get like between 3 and 4 hours out of that. That's neat. That's good for me. If you missed any of the streams so far, I try to keep things updated pretty regularly on the VOD channel. I really like It's like a modern day bonsai tree, the art of managing your own VOD channel. There's a bit of art to it that I really enjoy, like, doing. The only annoying thing is that it can take, like, with how big these videos are, it can take like 8 hours to upload them. Which is really infuriating, considering how my Wi-Fi goes down at midnight every single night, which means no matter how far the video is in its upload, the upload is effectively cancelled in all but name. I didn't look at my teammates. Oh, good, Juno is here. Great. My favorite teammate. You know, one of these days it might be fun to stream an Iron Man of Splatoon. Like, there's a couple definitions of Iron Man that you can use. For me, I'm gonna use the Smash Bros definition, considering that's the community I'm the most plugged into. Which is, you go every weapon in the game, start from the top. If you win a game, you can move on. If you lose a game, you have to play with that weapon again until you win. There are other definitions of Iron Man, like, if you lose a game, your Iron Man is over. That's a little punishing in a game with random teammates, but, you know, like, to each their own. I could definitely see myself doing, like, a long Iron Man. I'm dead. Oh, thank you, Roller. I could see myself doing one of those. It'd be one hell of a stream. It'll have to wait until I'm, like, comfy enough to do another ridiculously long stream. Like, absurdly long. It might even have to be multiple streams, considering it's like, you know, there's hundreds of weapons in this game. There's a lot. It would be its own challenge, just streaming for that much time. Thank you. I will booyah back, good sir. The gentlemanly thing to do. It's not very fitting of my evil player archetype. My title. Oh, joy, we're doing this again. Okay. I blame Juno. I blame you, Juno. This is your fault. You did this. It happened every single run we did today. If we were just to hold the fort right here, or on the, like, the little ramp, we would be such happy campers. Alright. See how easy this is to do? You could just come over here, and we can hang out. Thank you. At least Juno is here. You just made a complete 180 in my opinion of you, Juno. I fully appreciate what you've just done. Despite all of this weighing of rounds previous, you have my vote. These two guys, they gotta get with it. See, we can just hang out here for the whole game, but if the glowflies never target us, then, like, you know, sucks. Oh, shit. That was good. That's the kind of numbers you can't get from just doing the exploit all game, as I'm sure the last hour will have proven. I really do like the paint on this gun. If only it was, like, you know, a little bit better at fighting. The big problem with Big Swig isn't that it can't fight, it's that it can't paint and fight simultaneously. Like, if you're painting, you're doing no damage. And if you're using your vertical flick to fight, you're not painting. Vertical flick's a great tool for fighting. But you can't paint with it, you know? It means you have to choose in every given second Am I gonna be painting, or am I gonna be fighting? Which is like... That's not effective paint. That means the weapon has high paint output, but it doesn't have high paint effectiveness. Dynamo, on the other hand, it spams its horizontal flick as its fighting maneuver, and as its painting maneuver. So it's a bit more effective when it comes to painting. Despite how much better the paint is on this gun. The thing is, you can't just paint in any game of Splatoon. You have to fight as well. Otherwise, you're not gonna live. You're not gonna survive till the end. Why is this group kind of with it? These guys kind of nice with it. What the heck? These guys know what they're doing. Oh, I should have killed him when I had the chance. I'm so sorry. 7-7 Uksu 7-7. Classic name. Am I dead? I'm shaking my head. No! Leave me alone. I'm gonna die in the rain, as is my wont. No! Let me die! You know, I have a lot of Splatoon clips still on this console, like about 300. If I wanted to show you the funny clip where I clipped into the ground, the clip where I clip, I don't know if I could find it. As is customary in my Splatoon streams, I will end with a random clip, but I'm gonna look for the clip. We'll give it like 10 seconds of clip searching. See, if I could only foresee what we would be talking about, I would know what clip to bring up ahead of time. Oh, good lord, we almost had an Ouroboros situation there. Oh, nice! Good work! Yeah, he's got it, he's got it. Alright, I'm going in. No! Oh well. What can you do? No, don't! That was such a sad way to die. When did you get there? Why are you there? The cat is on the spacebar. Watch out. There you go. You can be over there. Oh Jesus, I probably just got really loud on the mic. I'm sorry. Wait, Jesus! Why did you do that? Do you want to know what just happened? The cat just walked behind the monitor, knocked off the cover that I have blocking the buttons on my soundbar, and she cranked the volume to its maximum. She turned it all the way up! She finds a way. Every stream. How do you do this? Why are you like this? Good lord. That could not have sounded good on the microphone. I'm really sorry about that. White hot panic surged within me. That was a terrible experience. Yeah, I have buttons on my soundbar that I need to operate the soundbar because the remote is gone. But I have to cover it in like a small glass covering. She knocked it over to push those buttons. What's wrong with you? Oh my god. This is so sad. Well, that's another installment in the cat sabotaging the stream chronicles. Oh, the mic is picking up like shit now too. That's great. That's great. I should have muted before I did that. I probably just gave you some wonderful clicking sounds. Oh, good lord. Yeah. Yeah. That guy's name is Yeah. James Money? We have Yeah and James Money. We can't lose. Sure. Oh no, Yeah is a this way spammer, and he's not even luring the boss. Yeah. That's why it's a lowercase Yeah, because he's like genuinely garbage. James Money, I'm sorry you have to see this. We need to leave this lobby. We need to sabotage this. Oh man, well, what a way to go out. What a final run to have. Yeah. It really is a lowercase yeah kind of day for egg work. Woo. Oh god, I thought I was dead. I think we've already lost a couple of eggs, like to the ether. To the snatchers, I should say.
Those darn snatchers. Snatching up all me eggs every which way and every which day.
Okay, never mind, we haven't lost anything, I don't think. I think as long as there's still one more boss out there, we'll make our quota. Oh wait, what? We did lose an egg. Never mind. I can't count. Nothing left to do but just, like, sit, you know? Me and you, James Money. He's shooting at me. Why? Who's the pencil? Is that you? I can't read that name. I can't. I'm trying so hard. I can't read that name. Are we gonna do the exploit? Yep, of course. You would. Get down from there, you fool. Real men do it out here. Real men do it raw. I can't believe it just came out of my mouth. And of course, in classic fashion, the glowflies are exclusively targeting him. I'm just gonna do one this way, just for posterity. That was my one of the stream. I do one every stream at most. That was my one. Yeah, we have the filters. They've realized it. Flash is dead. You're gonna get them, right? I got you, James Money. Let's get this. I messed up. I messed up. Woo! Aw, really? I thought I was fine. Whatever. Yeah, our quota's going crazy. I'll get you. Noel. I kept thinking that was nostril. There were so many, like, symbols and Greek letters being used instead of the real letters that I couldn't make it out. That's another classic internet name trope.
Man, someone stole my username. I better just use a Greek character to replace the letter A. Yeah, Sigma makes a good E replacement.
Newsflash. It doesn't. Don't get me wrong, you're welcome to use your funny Greek alphabet characters. You're allowed. Just keep in mind, you could always, you know, not. No one's gonna care. No one's gonna see that and think, wow, they're using an alpha. This guy's really one step ahead of the curve. I'm being an asshole again. I have to actively catch myself when I'm having a bad time in a video game to stop my inner asshole from coming out. Everyone has an inner asshole. That's a statement that will get me banned from most streaming platforms. Oh god! Well, I got bumpered. It's just you, Pencil. Yeah, we got a snake infestation. We gotta deal with this. Oh, that is mega unfortunate. Couldn't even beat wave 3 on the final run. You know what? I'm gonna resist the urge to do another run. I think I've had it, because as you can tell, these last couple have been like, okay, we're gonna end this time. And every single time, it's been like someone that doesn't get the memo. And I can tell you exactly why that is. The people that do know how to play extra work are not playing it in solo queue. They're playing it with their groups. I mean, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? It's time to jingle the keys. We would have like 90 right now if I didn't buff it. Buff it? Beef it earlier. But it's cool. If I didn't buff it earlier. That would probably make this take a long, long time. Some players are really happy to see the, like, look at all that loot! I'm sure for other players it's just a big old waste of time. Well, I'm gonna be in the fence this time. Yippee! Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. It was good. It was a good stream. I had a good time. It was good. Thank you for showing up. I think, real quick, I'm gonna look for that clip, just like I promised. Let us search. You know what? It might not even be on this Switch. I was using another Switch a while back. I know the ink color was orange, that's all I know. And I was an ink brush. And we were on Salmon and Smokeyard. I won't look for very long, I promise. It's a shame that this became the tradition of my stream. That I end with a clip I've saved years ago. Months ago, more like. I don't think we're gonna find it. Yep, we're just gonna have to click some random clip. It's probably on the other Switch. Whatever. How about this one? Oh, I love this one. No, wait, that's a different one. This is just a suffering. We can't get the missile man no matter what we do. We can't do it! No! That was such a sad clip. Oh my god. I was about to say, maybe I should have deleted that one. That was so sad. We couldn't do it. Anyways, thanks for stopping by. It's been a stream. It's been a good one. Take it easy.